Chapter 1353. Comprehension of the heavenly Tao Qin Yun's body is now wrapped in black energy, and an incomparably terrifying power surged out. The three Xian immortals of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect sensed the terrifying evil power, and their expressions changed greatly in fright. Qin Yun's body constantly struggled as he let out deep roars. He looks like a demon that has lost control. Don't be afraid, he's tied up by chains. A black-robed middle-aged man mustered up his courage and said, "What's going on with this guy? How can such a terrifying evil power be hidden in his body?" "I don't know. He can cultivate sacred body. His background is definitely not small. Could he be a member of a hidden family? Will we cause trouble for the Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect? Among the hidden families, only those inscription families can shake our Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect if they join forces. There's nothing to be afraid of." "Then what should we do now? This guy seems to have lost his mind and has completely turned into a devil. It's impossible for him to give us the core fragment." These three Xian immortals of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect. At this moment they are also in a dilemma. They looked at Qin Yun, who is constantly struggling and roaring and cursed in their hearts. They never expected that Qin Yun would suddenly become like this. In the past, they had tortured many people, but those people were either tortured to death or were tortured to the point of admitting defeat and then obediently cooperated. And Qin Yun has been tortured by them for so long, not only did he not die, he also did not surrender. Therefore, they felt that it was nothing and continued to torture Qin Yun. They never expected that Qin Yun would enter this state. A middle-aged man looked at Qin Yun and said with fear, "Our Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect's ancient books have recorded that people who enter this state are all hiding a very strong power in their bodies. That power is not easy to control and also has an evil nature. If you can't suppress it, it will erupt. Then let's quickly get rid of him. What's the hurry? Even if this guy loses control, he won't be that strong. He is only a second-level immortal, and we are Xian immortals. Can't we three Xian immortals suppress him?" While they were discussing, the chains on Qin Yun's body suddenly merged with his flesh and blood. "Big brother, his body swallowed that chain. That chain is a top-grade immortal tool. Quickly get rid of him." Qin Yun's flesh and blood is now black and has extremely powerful devouring and dissolving power. This is the terrifying power of the Nether Sun Roar. Qin Yun had already turned into a person wrapped in black gas. It was impossible to see his face. He was like a demon. He let out a roar that made people's hair stand on end. A middle-aged Xian immortal slashed down at Qin Yun with a saber in hand. That saber is a high-grade immortal tool, but when it hit Qin Yun's body, it suddenly disappeared. The other two middle-aged Xian immortals also attacked with their weapons, sending out waves of Xian immortal force. What made them incomparably terrified was that Qin Yun's body was like a bottomless pit. Any power that landed on his body would sink in, as if it was being dissolved and devoured by his flesh and blood. Qin Yun kept roaring as he slowly walked towards the three Xian immortals. He walked very slowly, but everything around him flew towards him like crazy. When those torture instruments came into contact with the black gas released from Qin Yun's body, they were all dissolved into energy. What's going on?" A middle-aged Xian immortal was terrified to the extreme and shouted in a trembling voice. The three Xian immortals' strongest attacks landed on Qin Yun, but they were like stones sinking into the sea. They were unable to make Qin Yun retreat at all. Ah! Suddenly, a Xian immortal was grabbed by a claw formed from black gas. That Xian immortal screamed miserably as he was dragged by the claw. When he got close to Qin Yun, he was sent flying and crashed into Qin Yun's body, disappearing without a trace. This scared the two Xian immortals so much that they involuntarily cried out. Powerful Xian immortals were dissolved just by touching Qin Yun's body. "Big brother, we know our wrongs, we know our wrongs. Spare us, we are willing to be your cow and horse from now on." Those two Xian immortals were so scared that they immediately knelt down and begged for mercy. They have never seen such a dreadful thing before. Even devils are not this frightening. Qin Yun's body is filled with black gas that produces a very strong suction force. Those two kneeling Xian immortals were suddenly sucked towards Qin Yun's body. They wanted to run, but they were unable to escape from that suction force. When the two middle-aged men got close to Qin Yun, their bodies were suddenly distorted and stretched. Then they were slowly sucked into Qin Yun's body, as if they turned into smoke and were being sucked away. Roar! Qin Yun, who has lost his mind, let out an angry roar and kept ramming into the pagoda's walls. Although his body has a very strong melting and devouring power, he is unable to break through the pagoda's walls. From this, it can be seen that the pagoda's barrier is very strong. Boom! 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 The crazy Qin Yun has completely lost his mind. He only wants to run out and release the power in his body. He kept ramming into the walls. The small pagoda shook from the impact and issued a series of trembling sounds. Xiao Yun! Xiao Yun! Ling Yuner kept shouting, she is very anxious. This is her idea. Moreover, she has completely released the power of the Nether Sun. Now, she is unable to suppress the Nether Sun. Because the power of the Nether Sun is being controlled by an evil thought, Ling Yuner is unable to regain control. If this continues, Xiao Yun will be finished. The soul is very anxious, she can only keep shouting. Qin Yun did not hear Ling Yuner's shouts. He is still shouting and randomly ramming into the walls of the small pagoda. He wants to run out. Last time, Ling Yuner was able to communicate with Bing Xing and let her suppress the evil thought in Qin Yun's heart. But now there is no one nearby, Ling Yuner can do nothing. Kill, kill, kill! Qin Yun suddenly shouted. Xiao Yun, quickly recover. If this goes on, when you see Yuan and Big Sister Yang in the future, you will kill them. Ling Yuner shouted again. Kill, kill, kill! Qin Yun is still shouting. Ling Yuner did not expect that the evil thought in Qin Yun's heart would be so heavy. Now, she is very regretful that she completely released the power of the Nether Sun. Qin Yun is trapped in the small pagoda and is temporarily unable to leave. However, his Nether Sun's power is very strong. Sooner or later, he will break through the small pagoda. Qin Yun, who has turned into an evil devil, only has killing intent in his heart. Xiao Yun, quickly suppress the evil thought. As long as you suppress the evil thought, I will be able to regain control of the Nether Sun. Ling Yuner shouted. Qin Yun did not hear Ling Yuner's words at all. Ling Yuner is in despair. Qin Yun's soul has completely transformed into a devil. It is as if it has been completely corroded by evil devil power. It is impossible to recover. While she is crying in anxiety, Qin Yun's body suddenly overflowed with many faint golden light ribbons. It is the heavenly Tao divine rune. Ling Yuner is pleasantly surprised. The heavenly Tao divine rune sealed inside the Nether Sun suddenly appeared. Ling Yuner did not expect it. The heavenly Tao divine rune is like countless light threads that wrapped around Qin Yun's body. Ling Yuner suddenly sensed that the Nether Sun has returned to her control, and the heavenly Tao divine rune light threads wrapped around Qin Yun's body suddenly entered the Nether Sun, as if they are sleeping inside. Qin Yun's body is still extremely tattered, but it is overflowing with faint holy light. His sacred body is repairing itself. Too dangerous. Next time, no matter what, we can't take such a risk. Ling Yuner finally let out a sigh of relief. Then she began observing the heavenly Tao divine rune inside the Nether Sun. The heavenly Tao divine rune is very peculiar. It was originally sealed inside the Nether Sun. But after Ling Yuner released all the power of the Nether Sun, the heavenly Tao divine rune also came out. But it did not slip away. Moreover, at the most critical moment, it suppressed the devil nature in Qin Yun's body. Now, the heavenly Tao divine rune is not in a sealed state, instead it is hiding inside the Nether Sun. It can even hide inside the nether sun and not be discovered by Qin Yun and Ling Yuner. Qin Yun laid inside the small pagoda for several days and finally woke up. He felt a splitting headache and he is unable to move his body. Yuner, what happened? Qin Yun asked in very weak voice. You were almost done for. Ling Yuner said. Where are those guys? Qin Yun, who was lying on the ground, turned his head with great difficulty and looked all around. This place is completely empty. They all ran away? They were all killed by you. Soon after, Ling Yuner told Qin Yun about the process of killing those 3 Xian immortals. After Qin Yun heard this, he is very surprised. He did not expect that the power of the nether sun would be so dreadful. Then what about their power? Qin Yun asked. Did the nether sun devour those 3? Majority of them dissipated. You devoured them when you entered devil possession. Those energies are filled with evil devil energy. Only a small portion is preserved inside the nether sun. You can try to refine them. Ling Yuner sighed in lingering fear and said again, Xiao Yun, I won't dare to take risks next time. Fortunately, the heavenly Tao divine rune suppressed the evil devil energy in your body. Moreover, it seems like the heavenly Tao divine rune was damaged because of this, so it hid inside the nether sun and did not leave you. Qin Yun is very clear that the reason he was able to recover is because of the heavenly Tao divine rune. Otherwise, with his willpower, he would not have been able to return to his original state. Yuner, I suddenly had some enlightenment. I don't know if it is because of the heavenly Tao divine rune. Qin Yun said. It should be. Heavenly Tao divine rune seems to have gradually approved of you, that is why you can sense the power of the heavenly Tao. Ling Yuner said. This is also a blessing in disguise. Qin Yun looked all around and discovered that this small pagoda is very good. It can actually resist his crazed state. Moreover, it can isolate space, so his devil mirror cannot receive news from outside. He was trapped here as well. Don't rush out, first refine the energy inside the nether sun. Although most of the energy of those 3 Xian immortals turned into evil devil energy and dissipated, the nether sun has preserved a lot of pure energy. Ling Yuner said. And Qin Yun closed his eyes. Through this, he suddenly obtained a very rare enlightenment. Chapter 1354. 1354 Chapter 1354 Ferocious Fire Frenzy. After Qin Yun cultivated immortal devil sacred body, he did not comprehend the most powerful power of immortal devil sacred body. But now, he suddenly comprehended some difficult parts of immortal devil sacred body art. Xiao Yun, you have always been afraid of falling into devil Tao, so you did not dare to use devil power. Ling Yuner said. But immortal devil sacred body is suppressed by immortal power, and devil power can only help immortal power become stronger. And I don't need to be afraid. Qin Yun nodded. Now he is refining the energy inside nether sun to attack 3rd level of upper immortal realm. Apart from comprehending the key of immortal devil sacred body art, he also comprehended the heavenly Tao. This kind of comprehension is also sudden, and it is the power of heavenly Tao that he believes to be. When I broke through to upper immortal realm, nether sun cultivated a small heavenly lion. I always thought that it should be heavenly lion attribute power, and should be used together with heavenly lion totem martial arts, but now I feel that it is not the case. Qin Yun looked at the small heavenly lion revolving around nether sun, and said in his heart, if I only cultivate heavenly lion attribute power, then it is too simple. There are 9 levels in upper immortal realm. 1st to 3rd level should strengthen the aura of immortal power and make it stronger. Xiao Yun, what do you think heavenly lion's power represents? Ling Yuner asked. Fierce. The fierce power of heavenly Tao. Qin Yun said with certainty. This is my heavenly Tao. My heavenly Tao. Number 1 is to be fierce enough. Fierce to enemies, fierce to evil spirits. Ling Yuner nodded with smile and said, First to third level of upper immortal realm is to cultivate the fierce power of heavenly Tao. Then what about fourth to sixth level? Qin Yun thought for a moment and said, wild. Moreover, it is wildfire. Because I am an inscription master, I must strengthen my flame. Fourth to sixth level is to cultivate wildfire. Seventh to ninth level is to cultivate arrogance. The arrogance of heavenly Tao is a must. And in this aspect, it should be to cultivate spirit. My arrogance and divine might must be able to deter enemies. Xiao Yun, after experiencing this tempering, you will definitely become stronger. Your current cultivation direction is also gradually becoming clear. Ling Yun said with a smile. This is the cultivation path that you have comprehended yourself. It is your own heavenly Tao. Qin Yun nodded and closed his eyes to focus on cultivation. More than 10 days passed. When Qin Yun opened his eyes, his gaze was filled with a ferocious aura. He clenched his fist. Nether Sun's immortal power was released through the little lion. It brought along a very ferocious power. When he punched out, it was accompanied by the heavenly might of the Great Path, as if it was the ferocious might of the heavenly path. Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate, Great Desert Sacred City, you shouldn't have provoked me. When Qin Yun thought of this matter, his ferocious power could not help but surge out. Xiao Yun, where is the bottle of pills Shuiru gave you? Ling Yun said, quickly eat it, maybe you can break through. The bottle of pills Nangong Shuiru gave him will help him break through to upper immortal realm. Qin Yun ate more than 10 pills in one go and began cultivating. His ferocious heavenly lion had already been successfully cultivated, and the next step was to cultivate wild flame. I wonder what Huoquang's form is. Qin Yun is very curious. He feels that whether it is Huoquang or Tianao, both of them should have their own form. The bottle of pills Nangong Shuiru gave him is very useful. After eating it, Qin Yun sensed a burst of energy erupting from his body. First it entered the nether sun and was refined, then it rushed out to temper his body and condense even stronger energy. Could it be that Shuiru used the energy released by the sacred infant fruit to refine it? Qin Yun is very doubtful because this is energy. It does not look like it was refined with immortal medicine. Sister Shuiru is very good to you. Ling Yun said with smile. And I wonder how Shuiru and Yuelon are doing now? Qin Yun knows Xiao Yuelon very well. He is very worried now. Although Xiao Yuelon has lost a portion of her memories, her feelings for Qin Yun have never changed. She is willing to do anything for Qin Yun. Nangong Shuiru and Xiao Yuelon are still at Yalan Inn. It is not that they have not done anything, they have been inquiring about the whereabouts of Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate and Totem Pavilion's people. As long as they are not Xian Immortals, they will go and kill them. What is most shocking is that many of Great Desert Sacred City's 9th layer immortals have died. They are all 9th layer immortals who cultivated Saint Body and Saint Spirit. Great Desert Sacred City suspects that Xiao Yuelon and Nangong Shuiru did it, but they can't do anything because the strongest people in Great Desert Sacred City are Xian Immortals. They don't dare to go to the Guanghan Palace. So many days have passed. Xiao Yuelon and Nangong Shuiru have been waiting for Qin Yun's news. They are constantly looking at the soul-chasing talismans, but there is no reaction at all. Shimen Qinglian arrived at Nangong Shuiru's small building and saw Xiao Yuelon sitting in the living room. She said in alarm and anxiously, I just heard that those 3 Xian immortals who captured Uncle are all dead, their life pearls have shattered. Someone saved Xiao Yun? Xiao Yuelon said in pleasant surprise. I don't know, but I can confirm that those Xian immortals died more than 10 days ago. Shimen Qinglian said. If Xiao Yun was saved, he should have contacted us. Could it be that his injuries are too heavy? Xiao Yuelon looked at the soul-chasing talismans in her hand and said with frown. His talismans are useless. Could it be that he is too far away? Uncle should be fine. Shimen Qinglian said in low voice. Sister Yuelon, you don't need to be so worried. Uncle is very awesome. Back then he easily saved me and my father. He can definitely save himself. Shimin Qinglian has always been very curious about the relationship between Qin Yun, Xiao Yuelon and Nangong Shueru, but she didn't dare to ask. Nangong Shuru returned from outside and said with light sigh, Yuelon, Miss Gao is urging us to join Purple Ice Sacred City again. I won't go. Those bastards from Purple Ice Sacred City. It is already good that I didn't settle accounts with them, Xiao Yuelon said coldly. If those Xian immortals from Purple Ice Sacred City did not stop us, Xiao Yun would not have been taken away. Indeed, I won't join Purple Ice Sacred City anyways. Nangong Shueru lightly groaned and said, Those bastards from Purple Ice Sacred City only look good on the surface, but they secretly look down on us immortal desolate people. Xiao Yuelon said with sneer, Sister Shueru, go tell those bastards from Purple Ice Sacred City. If their 9th stage upper immortals can defeat me, I will join their Purple Ice Sacred City. If they can't defeat me, tell them to scram as far as possible. Those idiots from Purple Ice Sacred City blocked us from saving Xiao Yun. We can't let them off so easily. Even if we don't kill their people, I, Xiao Yuelon, will let them know that we immortal desolate people are not inferior to them. Shimin Qinglian looked at Xiao Yuelon with a face full of worship and nodded. Sister Yuelon said it well, we must teach them a lesson. Now the people of Immortal Desolate can't wait to curry favor with those bastards from Sacred Desolate. Each and every one of them is kneeling down and licking their boots. Their battle stage is still outside, right? I want to see who among those cowards dares to challenge me. Xiao Yuelon arrogantly said. Let's go, I will go smash their place and call old Luo and the others. Shimin Qinglian immediately sent a message to her friends, asking them to come over and post the news on the magic mirror. The main reason is that Purple Ice Sacred City's 9th stage upper immortals are arrogant and look down on Immortal Desolate's upper immortals. Therefore, Xiao Yuelon wants to challenge them. This news very quickly caused an uproar in Luo Tian City. In the past few days, there have been many people who are dissatisfied with Purple Ice Sacred City. Because some of the youths of Purple Ice Sacred City are very arrogant in Luo Tian City, using their power to bully others. Fortunately, Luo family was not willing to be outdone and captured several people from Purple Ice Sacred City. Purple Ice Sacred City's elder Wu also felt somewhat embarrassed. However, even if he strictly warned those youths, he still couldn't stop those arrogant youths from bullying others. Outside Luo Tian City's city gate, on the light golden battle stage, the cold and beautiful Xiao Yuelon is wearing a white outfit, coldly looking at the mansion. Miss Gao, Elder Wu and a group of people quickly walked out. Yuelon, what are you doing? Miss Gao said in a deep voice. Hurry up and come down. I want to challenge Purple Ice Sacred City's 9th stage upper immortals. Xiao Yuelon said. I want to see how strong they are. Otherwise, don't always let us join Purple Ice Sacred City. Miss Gao said in low voice. Yuelon, there are benefits for us to join Purple Ice Sacred City. Those bastards from Purple Ice Sacred City, not only did they not save us back then, they even stopped us. Isn't it just for that core fragment? For the core fragment, what can't they do? If we join them, we won't even know when we will be harmed by them. Xiao Yuelon said coldly. Luo Weizhuang called over a few Luo family Xian immortals to support them, so Purple Ice Sacred City's side didn't dare to act recklessly. If your Guang Han Palace doesn't join our Purple Ice Sacred City, it will be your loss. At that time, all the other powers will have inscription beasts and you won't. You will fall behind others. Purple Ice Sacred City's elder Wu said indifferently. Bullshit. When it comes to inscription beasts, who can compare to my Shimin family? Shimin Qinglian said unhappily. Your Purple Ice Sacred City is bragging so loudly. Have you ever successfully subdued an inscription beast? None at all, it's not even as good as our Shimin family. Qinglian, pay attention. Miss Gao shouted coldly. Pay attention to what? Am I not telling the truth? Purple Ice Sacred City doesn't have any ability, they only rely on tricking everyone into entering Purple Ice Sacred City to die. The Purple Ice Mountain Range where Purple Ice Sacred City is located is a Xian Immortal Holy Land. If we, little exalted immortals, enter, we will die without a doubt. We might as well go to the immortal Xian Desert. Shiman Qinglian snorted and said, Grandma, you were kicked out of the Shiman family, you don't even understand our Shiman family's matters. Miss Gao is a powerful Xian immortal, now she is stamping with rage but she can't do anything. She is also afraid of the Shiman family. Xiao Yuelon, these past few days, you've killed dozens of upper immortals from my Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Today you're dead for sure. The person who spoke flew over from the distance. He is a middle-aged man. His aura is that of a Xian immortal but it is rather weak. He should have just become a Xian immortal. Idiot from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate, you actually dare to come and die. Xiao Yuelon summoned a long saber and charged towards the Xian immortal. A 9th stage upper immortal actually wants to fight against a Xian immortal. Chapter 1355. Fire Hammer. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian immortal saw that Xiao Yuelon was still far away but in the blink of an eye, she flew over and slashed with her saber. While he was shocked, he quickly took out a black crescent shovel. Little girl, don't be too arrogant. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian immortal shouted loudly in anger. The crescent moon spade swept forward, dragging a thick demonic light arc as it struck towards the snow-white saber in Xiao Yuelon's hand. Dang! Xiao Yuelon did not have the time to dodge. The saber in her hand was struck by the crescent moon spade, causing it to tremble. However, it did not fly out of her hand and the saber did not have any damage. It was still very stable and carried a very strong immortal power. On the other hand, the black crescent moon shovel was shaken so violently that black gas surged, as if it was frightened. Xiao Yuelon is a 9th firmament exalted immortal, yet her immortal power is on par with a Xian immortal. The spectators all felt that this was inconceivable and exclaimed endlessly. At that moment, the abstruse immortal Sky Gate's abstruse immortal's face was burning. He, a middle-aged abstruse immortal, was actually being suppressed by a little 9th-tier exalted immortal. You overestimate yourself! Xiao Yuelon shouted coldly. The snow-white saber suddenly turned red, a bewitching bloody light shot out in all directions, filled with a dense death aura. Who? Xiao Yuelon slashed with her saber again. Powerful immortal energy swept out along with the saber, like a blood-colored umbrella, it enveloped the middle-aged Xian immortal. Break! The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian immortal was also very strong. The crescent spade in his hand swept out continuously. The black demonic aura was like a surging wave as it charged towards the blood-colored umbrella formed by the blade energy. Hua hua hua! 2 strands of immortal force collided violently, causing violent gales to sweep out, and it blew everyone to the point of repeatedly releasing their protective barriers to resist it. Seeing how powerful Xiao Yuelon is, everyone is alarmed. They are even more amazed at Xiao Yuelon's terrifying immortal power. Even if Xiao Yuelon is no match for the middle-aged Xian immortal, she can still be proud of her power. Since she dared to challenge a 9th-layer exalted immortal of the sacred wilderness, she had the confidence to do so. I, Xiao Yuelon, will definitely kill you today. Xiao Yuelon's voice was as cold as ice as she shouted. When she thought about how Qin Yun was taken away by the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates people, she thought about the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates' cruel torture. Anger and killing intent gathered in her heart and her immortal power fiercely rushed out. Xiao Yuelon's dense killing intent caused everyone to feel fear. They found it hard to understand why a woman would have such a terrifying killing intent. Boom! The long saber slashed out furiously, and the blood light was like a wave. The saber chi transformed into an angry dragon that roared out, and its imposing manner was like 10,000 caddies of thunder. Although they were separated by a few hundred meters, the terrifying power reached the middle-aged Xian immortal in an instant. The middle-aged Xian immortal resisted the incoming saber chi with great difficulty. The veins on his forehead were throbbing and his face was filled with fear. He felt like he was being enveloped by a dense killing intent. Roar! 2 deafening roars suddenly rang out, as if they were coming from the heavens. A huge black dragon appeared in the sky. It was the enormous mighty Nether Realm Mad Dragon, and below the ground was a ferocious and brutal Nether Realm Heavenly Lion. Kill! Xiao Yuelon shouted coldly. Monstrous killing intent accompanied by Dragon Lion enveloped the middle-aged Xian immortal. Seeing these 2 ferocious nether beasts, everyone once again let out cries filled with fear. Nether Realm Mad Dragon and Nether Realm Heavenly Lion, just like Xiao Yuelon, they attacked the middle-aged Xian immortal with endless fury and killing intent. Suddenly, Xiao Yuelon's eyes turned completely red and shot out 2 red lights. Is that sacred pupil? Purple Ice Sacred City's Elder Wu cried out in alarm. It's sacred pupil. What kind of sacred pupil is it? It seems to have very strong mental power. A Xian immortal shouted. The red light shot out from Xiao Yuelon's eyes not only contains incomparably strong mental power, it also contains the power of suffering divine ability. Ah! After the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates middle-aged Xian immortal's body was illuminated by the red light, he let out a heart-wrenching and lung-splitting scream. That miserable scream, as if he was being tortured, resounded in the sky. Roar! A heavenly lion's heavenly roar interrupted the middle-aged Xian immortal's miserable scream and slapped him to the ground. The black Nether Realm Mad Dragon in the sky spat out black fiend heavenly thunder and hit the Xian immortal's body. After a few moves, the middle-aged Xian immortal was beaten to the ground and screamed miserably. Let's stop here. Purple Ice Sacred City's Elder Wu said indifferently. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian immortal did not do anything wrong, he won't be killed. After all, he is a Xian immortal. Cultivating to this level is not allowed. Shut up! Xiao Yuelon furiously shouted and instantly arrived above the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian immortal. Her angry saber slashed down, saber energy like thunder tore apart the Xian immortal's body. Xiao Yuelon is floating in the sky. Below her is a black Nether Realm Heavenly Lion and above her is a Nether Realm Mad Dragon. She now looks like a peerless witch. Especially the cold killing intent on her body, it made many upper immortals unable to breathe. Xiao Yuelon, kill people, what does it have to do with you? Xiao Yuelon coldly looked at Elder Wu and shouted, so what if you are a sacred desolate Xian immortal? Give me another year and I'll kill you like cutting grass. Elder Wu's expression changed. He clenched his fists tightly and wanted to attack. Seeing Xiao Yuelon's might, he was intimidated. He also has some misgivings in his heart. If he can't defeat Xiao Yuelon and is injured instead, he will lose even more face. I won't lower myself to your level, Elder Wu coldly said. Purple Ice Sacred City's younger generation are all very angry, but they don't dare to fart. 9th level upper immortal with sacred body and sacred spirit, no one dares to come out and fight? Xiao Yuelon looked down from the sky. Her sacred eyes flickered with red light. She scanned those upper immortals from sacred desolate. Her voice is filled with contempt. Elder Wu's expression is unsightly. He glanced at Miss Gao and saw that she slightly shook her head. Although Miss Gao is Xiao Yuelon's elder, everyone can see that a peerless genius like Xiao Yuelon is not someone Miss Gao can suppress. Shimin Qinglian's beautiful eyes flickered with adoration. She now likes Xiao Yuelon even more. Yuelon, let's return to the city. Nangong Shueru lightly shouted. The furious dragon in the sky and the berserk lion on the ground roared at the same time and suddenly disappeared. They were summoned back by Xiao Yuelon. The dense killing intent pervading the heaven and earth gradually dissipated when Xiao Yuelon landed on the ground. That killing intent is nothing but Xiao Yuelon's mental pressure. She can take it back with a single thought. Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates Xian Immortal was killed by a 9th level upper immortal without any power to resist. This matter was immediately transmitted to the Devil Mirror. Many people recorded the battle just now, but they could not transmit it to the Devil Mirror. Moreover, the content with the words Xiao Yuelon cannot appear on the Devil Mirror. This caused many people to feel very regretful because the battle just now was so wonderful, but it could not be spread out. Everyone knows that the Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor and the Guang Han Palace have an agreement, so the Devil Mirror cannot display the content related to the Guang Han Palace's disciples. After Xiao Yuelon left, the crowd burst into a heated discussion. That guy from Sacred Desolate is only SOSO, he actually pissed his pants. Ha ha ha, those old men of Sacred Desolate are actually afraid of a little girl from the Guang Han Palace. They even said that Sacred Spirit's sacred body is very awesome. It's all bullshit. That's right, Xiao Yuelon is truly awesome. She is simply a female devil god, and she is also so beautiful. Trash Purple Ice Sacred City. Not a single 9th level upper immortal accepted the challenge. It seems like they are only SOSO. Xiao Yuelon's relationship with Shiman family is pretty good. Shiman family has mastered the technique of subduing inscription beasts. They understand them very well. If they recruit people, they will definitely be very popular. Purple Ice Sacred City lost a lot of face this time, especially Elder Wu. He didn't even dare to fart after hearing Xiao Yuelon's words. As for those 9th level upper immortals of Purple Ice Sacred City, they have been reduced to a laughingstock. All day long they boasted that their sacred spirit sacred body is very strong, but no one dared to accept Xiao Yuelon's challenge. Earlier, there was a rumor that Xiao Yuelon secretly killed several 9th level upper immortals of Great Desert Sacred City, and those upper immortals all have sacred spirit sacred body. Because of this rumor, none of the 9th level upper immortals of Purple Ice Sacred City dared to accept the challenge. Qin Yun is still inside the pagoda. He ate the bottle of pills Nangong Shuaru gave him, and successfully broke through to 4th level upper immortal realm. From 1st to 3rd level, he cultivated the heavenly Tao Flame's ferocious power and took the form of a heavenly lion. But now at 4th level, he cultivated the heavenly Tao Flame's ferocious power. Its form is beyond his expectation. It is actually a small flame hammer. This small hammer is still growing. Wait until it reaches 6th level, it should be in its best condition. Qin Yun looked at the small hammer and suddenly felt that it is somewhat familiar. Xiao Yun, that small flame hammer, could it be 9 Sun Divine Hammer? Ling Yun'er asked. Very likely. Qin Yun is very pleasantly surprised. With a thought, the small flame hammer appeared in his palm. It is only the size of a palm, and there are no runes on its surface. It looks like a baby. Ling Yun'er said with smile. It seems like wildfire will be used together with 9 Sun Divine Hammer. What a pity, my 9 Sun Divine Hammer needs core fragments to awaken. Qin Yun stored the small flame hammer and took out 5 core fragments. Xiao Yun, I think if you want to break through quickly, you can go and devour those fellows from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Ling Yun'er suddenly said. Although the power of those fellows is evil, you have the Nether Sun, you can completely refine it. Moreover, you also have the immortal devil sacred body, you won't be disturbed by the evil thoughts. Qin Yun looked at the small pagoda and said, It won't be easy to get out. It's very easy, let Mo come out. Ling Yun'er said with charming smile. That's right. Qin Yun immediately let Mo run out. Mo has a very small sacred infant fruit. From time to time, she can absorb the power of the sacred infant fruit, so she is gradually becoming stronger and evolving. After this petite and charming little fairy came out, she flapped her pair of translucent butterfly wings. After flying a few circles, her beautiful eyes suddenly shot out two white light beams towards the door. Mo can destroy the runes on the barrier, and then break the barrier. Very quickly, Mo succeeded. She only needed to destroy a small part of the runes. Qin Yun immediately pushed open the door and went out. Originally, he wanted to put away the pagoda, but he discovered that after the barrier was broken, the entire pagoda became very fragile. The materials are very poor, I mainly rely on the barrier. Qin Yun saw that the pagoda is not very good and quickly left. The pagoda was taken very deep underground. When Qin Yun drilled out of the ground, it is already late at night. There are many people nearby. Ling Yuner said, "Could it be that they are looking for that pagoda? And they are all fellows from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Each and every one of them is covered in evil aura," Qin Yun said with sneer. "Perfect for me to devour." Chapter 1356. Magic Mirror. Chapter 1356. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate is very concerned about the three Xian immortals. In the Xian province, Xian immortals are very important. Moreover, the three Xian immortals died without any reason, and they even brought along a very important pagoda. They must find it. Everyone knows that the masked uncle was captured by the three Xian immortals. However, now that the news of the three Xian immortals' deaths has spread, many people guessed that the masked uncle killed the three Xian immortals. However, this speculation was quickly overturned. Because the masked uncle is only at the second level of upper immortal realm, it is impossible for him to kill three Xian immortals. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate sent many disciples to search, mainly to find the pagoda and the cause of the death of the three Xian immortals. Originally, after the three Xian immortals captured the masked uncle, the higher-ups of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate were very concerned and even very happy. They thought that their Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate would immediately be able to obtain a few core fragments. But now, three Xian immortals have died. After Qin Yun came out, he quickly sent a message to Xiao Yuelon, telling her not to worry. After he drilled out of the ground, he entered a forest and hid in those thick tree trunks. He told Xiao Yuelon that there are many people from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate searching in the vicinity, so it is not convenient to contact them for a long time, in case they sense any spatial fluctuations. Xiao Yun, those guys have things that can detect soul fluctuations. It was because you didn't hide your soul properly that you were detected by those three Xian immortals, Ling Yuner said. At this time, Qin Yun is also very focused on concealing his soul power. Even so, it is still possible for him to be detected. After Xiao Yuelon learned that Qin Yun is fine, she felt a lot more at ease. She also did not give up on the idea of retaliating against the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. In the forest, Qin Yun can use the tree totem to merge his body into the big tree, hiding very well. He shuttled back and forth between many thick tree trunks, figuring out how many Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate disciples are in the forest and how strong they are. The strongest of the people sent to search are only 6th level upper immortals. Qin Yun thought. The others are all ordinary upper immortals, but if I am surrounded, it will be very troublesome. The Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate has many vicious hidden weapons and the like. If one is not careful, they can injure him. Previously, Xiang Yalan was so powerful, but she was still tricked by the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Ling Yuner said, Xiao Yun, the higher-ups of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate seem to know that the pagoda is below this mountain forest, so they are wandering around this mountain forest. There are more than 100 of them in total. It's not realistic to kill them all, because if we kill 1 or 2 of them, they will notice. Yeah. Many of them have pretty good cultivation. If I'm surrounded, I can only run. Qin Yun is somewhat unwilling in his heart because he really wants to kill all of these 100+ Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate disciples. Ling Yuner said with smile, Xiao Yun, how about you use a core fragment to temporarily awaken the 9 Sun Divine Hammer and devour those guys? You won't need too much time to kill them. In the remaining time, you can use the 9 Sun Divine Hammer to refine some things. I don't have any more materials on hand. I used almost all of them to forge the Heaven and Earth Demon Sealing Goblet. Qin Yun frowned. After the 9 Sun Divine Hammer absorbs the core fragment, it will continue to awaken for a period of time. I must make full use of this period of time, otherwise I will waste a core fragment. Ling Yuner thought for a moment and said, "How about this, you contact Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror, and let him tell you the nearby lair of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. After you kill this group of people, go straight to their lair." "Alright." Qin Yun took out the Devil Mirror and hid in a tree hole. He is now taking the risk of being discovered to contact Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror. This time, he did not use the Golden Devil Mirror. Instead, he used Qin Yun's identity to contact Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror. Very quickly, Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror accepted the call request. "Master. You. Hello. Disciple missed you to death." Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror's voice is filled with a trace of fear, he said in panic. Wu shouting, "Do you think that just because I don't have the memories of my past life, I can't know what happened in my past life?" Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. "Master, Disciple knows his wrongs. Disciple was just teasing you. Once you recover your memories, won't you have a special souvenir?" Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror quickly explained. Moreover, he even wept and said how much he missed his master. "Cut the crap. I am the masked uncle, I want your help," Qin Yun said. "What? You are that?" Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror cried out in alarm. "You want me to deal with the Devil Immortal Great Emperor? I can't do it, I will die. Master, you should know the principle of hiding your strength and biding your time, right? Wait for us to secretly grow stronger, then we will go deal with them." "Coward!" Qin Yun scolded with a smile and said, "You should be able to find out where I am through my Devil Mirror, right? I am currently surrounded by the people of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. I want to kill them, and then conveniently destroy their lair in the vicinity." Wait. Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror promptly said, "There are 120 disciples of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate in the vicinity. The Devil Mirrors they bought were specially refined by us. Moreover, they have detailed information about them." Qin Yun is secretly delighted. He knew that Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror left something on the Devil Mirror to secretly monitor the movements of many people. No wonder the Guanghan Palace used the Devil Mirror so cautiously. "Master, what is your current cultivation?" Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror asked. "4th level Upper Immortal Realm," Qin Yun said. "That won't do. Those guys have a few 6th level Upper Immortal Realm. It won't be easy for you to kill them, it's too risky." Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror said. "It doesn't matter, I can kill them." Qin Yun is confident that the awakened 9 Sun Divine Hammer is very sturdy. Moreover, it can also increase its power. It won't be a problem for it to kill a 6th level Upper Immortal. Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror suddenly chuckled and said, "Master, how about this? I will secretly help you. When you get close to them, I will control their Devil Mirror to explode and injure them a bit, making them let down their guard." "There is this kind of operation?" Qin Yun said with chuckle. "Master, this is something you invented in your past life. If you did not suddenly have an accident, the Devil Mirror you created would be even better." Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror said with smile. "Master, after you recover your memories, you will become an influential person in the Immortal Desolate again. Even those bullshit great emperors will have to kneel and lick your boots." "Don't flatter me. I am preparing to take action," Qin Yun said. "You can go in peace." Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror said with smile. Qin Yun took out a core fragment from inside the tree trunk and placed it inside the 9 Sun Divine Hammer. The pitch-black 9 Sun Divine Hammer suddenly ignited and began burning with flame. Qin Yun, who was holding the Divine Hammer tightly, immediately sensed that the power inside the divine hammer is very formidable and ferocious. What caused him to be alarmed is, the small flame hammer inside the nether sun suddenly ran out and fused with the 9-sun divine hammer. This power is very strong. Qin Yun is extremely apprehensive. The power of the nether sun can directly connect to the 9-sun divine hammer. Sensing the formidable power brought by the 9-sun divine hammer, Qin Yun is unable to suppress the excitement in his heart and promptly rushed out. There are 2 second and 3rd stage ascendant immortals nearby. They are holding a vibrating devil mirror in their hands. Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror deliberately made the devil mirror vibrate so that they could hold it. They are very apprehensive seeing Qin Yun rush over. Just as they were about to attack, the devil mirror in their hands suddenly exploded. Because their mental power has to establish a connection with the devil mirror, the sudden explosion of the devil mirror will cause them to have a slight headache, causing them to be distracted. While they are distracted, Qin Yun's sacred eye shot out a white light. His body transformed into a white light and flashed over. Then he smashed down with his hammer. He did not use any formidable power, but when the 9-sun divine hammer smashed down, it produced a very strong scorching impact power and smashed that ascendant immortal's head, causing sparks to shoot out in all directions. Then he quickly arrived behind the other ascendant immortal and smashed down with his hammer. A 3rd stage ascendant immortal has been instantly killed. I only used sacred body's power. I did not release too much nether sun's power. Qin Yun once again sensed the 9-sun divine hammer's divine might and became extremely excited. Then he quickly devoured the energy from the 2 ascendant immortals Dantian. 6th stage ascendant immortal is in front. Qin Yun sensed the aura and quickly rushed over. The 6th stage ascendant immortal is a middle-aged man. He sensed someone approaching and was about to attack when the violently vibrating devil mirror in his hand suddenly shattered. While he was distracted, Qin Yun already appeared in front of him. Hua! The 9-sun divine hammer swept out, bringing along a firm and fierce sharp energy. It actually broke that 6th stage ascendant immortal's waist. That 6th stage ascendant immortal is still alive. He is extremely terrified. He never expected that the masked uncle would be so dreadful. Die! Qin Yun smashed down again and killed the 6th stage ascendant immortal. Then he continued devouring. Qin Yun continued looking for the next one. Late at night, a burst of explosion came from the forest. It is not the sound of devil mirror shattering, it is the sound of 9-sun divine hammer smashing down. Every explosion means that someone from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate has been killed. In less than half an hour, more than 120 people from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate have been killed by Qin Yun's 9-sun divine hammer. Moreover, their energy has been devoured. Master, are you really a 4th stage upper immortal realm? Although Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor is not nearby, he knows that Qin Yun killed those people from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Where is their lair? Qin Yun asked. Nearby, it is a branch of Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. They have more than 300 disciples, all of them are elite disciples. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor said, they have 9th stage ascendant immortals, be careful. After Qin Yun found out the location, he immediately rushed over. That branch is inside a mountain, it has many caves. After Qin Yun went over, he used earthquake divine ability power and caused the 1,000-meter-tall mountain to collapse and crack. Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates people know that they have been attacked. Who dares to be presumptuous here? We are the branch of Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. The person who spoke is a 9th stage ascendant immortal. His voice is filled with anger as he shouted, "Quickly come out! I want you to taste the torture of Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate." The 9th stage ascendant immortal is floating in the sky. He is very majestic. There are also a few 6th and 7th stage ascendant immortals beside him. Just as the middle-aged man's expression is filled with power, a transparent bell suddenly dropped down from the sky. Chapter 1357. Uncle's Revenge. Chapter 1357. Revenge. Qin Yun is very confident in his heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. He tested it against Mystic Tiger King many times before. It is not a problem at all. At this moment, the leader of this branch was trapped in the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and was being attacked randomly. Even if they use immortal tools to attack, they will not be able to leave any mark on the goblet. One must know that heaven and earth devil sealing goblet is infused with divine iron powder and immortal king beast horn. Ordinary immortal tools are unable to break it. Moreover, the goblet can absorb a great amount of energy and transform it into flame and thunder. Qin Yun was afraid of injuring Mystic Tiger King, so he did not activate this function. Now that he has activated this function, the people trapped inside will be attacked by the violent thunder and fire coming down from the top of the goblet, causing them to cry out in pain. After taking care of the strongest 9th layer, exalted immortal and a few small leaders, Qin Yun held 9 Sun Divine Hammer and used passing Shadow Extinction Breath step to lock onto the nearby Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate exalted immortals. Then he brandished 9 Sun Divine Hammer and crazily hammered those fleeing exalted immortals. Boom, boom, boom. The leaders trapped inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet saw their branch disciples being hammered to death and even devoured by the goblet. They were so scared that they started to shiver. Because this mysterious person's devouring speed is much faster than the evil devil arts they cultivate. Qin Yun directly used mysterious penetration divine ability and inserted his hand into the abdomen of those exalted immortals and sucked out their immortal power. Because he cultivated the immortal devil sacred body, even if a very violent immortal power entered his body, it would not have any effect on him. Who the hell are you? We are from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. The 9th layer exalted immortal inside the goblet shouted. Becoming enemies of our Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate will result in grave consequences. 9th layer exalted immortals are normally very rude and unreasonable. Even those Xian immortals from small and medium factions would be very respectful towards this small leader of a branch. But now they are being slaughtered by someone else. If this matter spreads out, I guarantee that you will suffer a fate worse than death. You are openly provoking our Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. That 9th layer exalted immortal furiously shouted. Quickly stop and admit your wrongs. Qin Yun is flying in the sky, controlling some cannon arrows to shoot at those fleeing Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate disciples. Boom! An 8th firmament exalted immortal who attacked Qin Yun head-on was killed by Qin Yun's hammer strike. The leader in the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet narrowed his eyes and his heart was filled with fear. They looked at the extremely terrifying flaming hammer and knew that it was a very powerful weapon. Otherwise, it would be impossible for it to shatter those immortal-grade armor with a single strike. In front of the 9 Sun Divine Hammer, any immortal-grade armor was like a piece of paper, it could be directly smashed. Between the heavens and the earth, a terrifying and ferocious aura enveloped them. At that moment, Qin Yun was using the heavenly Tao's ferocious momentum. The immortal power he released brought with it a ferocious might that caused one to feel despair. And 9 Sun Divine Hammer's flame power is very berserk. Combined with Qin Yun's ferocious momentum, every hammer strike directly scared those half-immortals to the point that they lost their power to resist. Qin Yun's invisible aura was able to intimidate others. It was mainly because of his strong mental power. More than 300 Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate disciples were all killed by Qin Yun in less than half an hour. Moreover, they were all devoured. At this moment, only the leaders were still alive. They are trapped inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. They are like frightened monkeys jumping up and down inside. Qin Yun landed beside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and looked at those few middle-aged men inside. Although his expression is calm, His eyes are filled with ferocious light. Seeing this, those few leaders inside shivered in fear. We are from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate, you. That leader did not finish speaking when he saw Qin Yun take out a mask and put it on. It is a smiling face mask. Qin Yun made it again. It is exactly the same as the one that was destroyed before. Everyone can recognize this smiling face mask. It is the masked uncle who was captured by the 3 Xian immortals. You are not dead? A 9th layer upper immortal cried out in alarm. Where are our Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates 3 seniors? They have already left, you will see them very soon. Qin Yun said with sneer. Bastard. Xiao Yuelan already killed many 9th layer upper immortals of our Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Isn't that enough? What our Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate owes you has already been repaid by Xiao Yuelan. That 9th layer upper immortal furiously cursed. He is holding a devil mirror in his hand. He wanted to spread the news of this place, but he did not succeed. He tried for a long time but failed because everything is now under the control of Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor. You Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate people used all kinds of torture on me. Do you think that just by killing a few upper immortals you can pay it off? I will destroy your Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Qin Yun's voice is filled with cold fury. Finished speaking, he placed his hand on the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and released a devouring power. The few upper immortals inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet let out miserable screams. After Qin Yun devoured them, he took back the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. Those few upper immortals did not die. This is the result of provoking me. Qin Yun took out the devil mirror and recorded the process of him killing those few upper immortals. Then he put on the smiling face mask to let people know that the masked uncle is not dead and is taking revenge on the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. In the middle of the night, Xian Province is in an uproar. A branch of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate has been killed, and it was done by the masked uncle. Originally, everyone was very curious about where the masked uncle went after the 3 Xian immortals died. Now, everyone knows that the masked uncle is still alive and his strength has become even stronger. There are many branches of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate in Xian Province. The one that was destroyed is an upper immortal level branch. Although it cannot shake the overall strength of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate, this matter spread on the Devil Mirror and caused the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate to lose face. Qin Yun devoured many disciples of the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate before. The amount of pure energy he obtained is not much. Now he wants to refine that energy. After leaving the battlefield, he hid deep underground. Qin Yun took out the Devil Mirror and replied to the people who sent him messages, thanking them for their concern. Xiao Yuelan and others are also very astonished by Qin Yun's strength. He can actually destroy a upper immortal level branch. Later on, they also confirmed that Qin Yun's cultivation is already 4th level upper immortal realm. But even so, they feel that 4th level upper immortal realm is not enough to flatten a upper immortal level branch. After Qin Yun hid, he contacted Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor. Xiao Ding, thank you. Qin Yun said with smile. You're welcome, you're welcome. You are my master. Oh, that's right, master. Please don't mind the joke I played with you before. Disciple truly knows his wrongs. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor very sincerely said. You have to make up for your mistakes. Qin Yun laughed. Recently, has there been a person called Qin Long who came to find you? He came to find me. Previously, Master Netherworld also greeted me. I even gave him several billion immortal jade beads. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor said with smile. He also gave me 2 golden grapes. Oh, that's right, who is that Qin Long? Qin Yun said with smile. He is my biological father. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor shouted in shock. Master, why didn't you say so earlier? If I knew, I would definitely treat him like my own father. Xiao Ding, has my foster father contacted you during this period of time? Qin Yun asked, he asked deliberately. Master Netherworld told me to pay attention to the whereabouts of the core fragment. Once I have any clues, I will immediately contact him. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor chuckled and asked, Master, how is Master Netherworld's current strength? He is even stronger than before. He is currently in seclusion. If you have any news regarding the core fragment, immediately contact me. Qin Yun said. When Master Netherworld comes out, can you bring me to meet him? Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor said with mischievous smile. I have long admired him. That's easy. Qin Yun nodded and said, Foster father is very good to me. When he was in seclusion, he lent me the Nether Spirit Sacred Blade to play with. What? The Nether Spirit Sacred Blade is in your hands? Is this true? Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor is dumbfounded and involuntarily cried out in alarm. Qin Yun took out the severely damaged Nether Spirit Sacred Blade and took a selfie. Then he sent it to Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor. After Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor saw it, he immediately started flattering him, saying that Master is mighty and invincible. What a pity, the Nether Spirit Sacred Blade isn't mine, so I can't unleash its strongest power. Qin Yun said with smile. It doesn't matter, playing with it for a few days is enough. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor said with smile. Master, when we meet again in the future, can you let me touch it? No problem. Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor asked again. Master Netherworld once instructed me to find clues about the 9 Extinction Sect Master. I wonder what is the relationship between Master Netherworld and the 9 Extinction Sect Master? I asked Foster Father to instruct you. The 9 Extinction Sect Master is an elder I met in Martial Desolate. He taught me the 9 Extinction Heart Sutra. Qin Yun told Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor about how he built the 9 Extinction Profound Gate on top of the sun-suppressing divine arrow. After Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor heard this, he kept shouting awesome and whatnot. Master, you are so awesome. You actually know this awesome person. Senior 9 Extinction is so awesome. He used the sun-suppressing divine arrow to repel the encirclement of a group of immortal emperors. He didn't show any fear when facing 2 great emperors and was able to escape unscathed. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor has always been near the sun-suppressing divine arrow, so he is very clear about what happened. Then do you have any clues? Qin Yun said with smile. If I find the sect master, maybe I can ask him to borrow the sun-suppressing divine arrow to play with. Temporarily not. Once I find him, I will definitely inform you, Master. Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor said with smile. He doesn't dare to fool his master who has lost his memory anymore. He finally realized how awesome his master was in his past life. And this life is even more awesome. Not only did he know great god Xian Wu, he also knew the 9 Extinction Sect Master. Alright, I am going into seclusion. If there is any news about the core fragment and the 9 Extinction Sect Master, please inform me. Qin Yun said. Chapter 1358. Sun Divine Tree. Qin Yun refined the devoured energy and sensed a clear increase in power. After devouring so many people, the energy obtained is not much. Qin Yun sensed the energy inside the Nether Sun. Xiao Yun, Nether Sun only absorbs the purest energy. Nether Sun doesn't care about trash energy. Moreover, you are now cultivating Sacred Body and your soul is cultivating Nether Moon, so Nether Sun is the best for you. Ling Yun'er said with smile. Those bastards don't have much pure energy inside their bodies, that's why you can only get so little after devouring so many people. Qin Yun, who is hiding underground, can sense that the pure energy he is devouring is not as bad as he imagined. After all, this is the energy of several hundred people, it is still a lot. While cultivating, he is sure that he can break through again. While he is earnestly cultivating, the golden devil horn inside the 9 sun divine soul started trembling. Evil God is looking for him. He can only slow down his cultivation and take out the golden devil horn. Qin Yun, I have something important to look for you. I won't disturb you, right? Evil God asked. Not at all. Qin Yun promptly said. If you have something to say, quickly say it. Evil God suddenly feels that he is like a subordinate reporting to Qin Yun. But he also accepts it. After all, Qin Yun knows the awesome ice and snow goddess and even helped him create the evil god altar. When Qin Yun killed those people, he absorbed a large number of souls to perform the death sacrifice. I have 2 things to tell you. First is that Yueme has returned to Immortal Desolate. As for the second thing, I urgently need you to perform a death sacrifice on me. After you perform death sacrifice on me, I will give you some things. The specifics will depend on how much you sacrifice. Evil God said. Qin Yun is very happy in his heart after learning that Xiao Yueme has returned to Immortal Desolate. He guessed that Xiao Yueme must have returned to Guanghan Palace first. Evil God, I just killed a group of powerful immortals. It should be enough for death sacrifice. What do you want to give me? Divine iron powder? Apart from divine iron powder, what else do you need? Divine liquid? Evil God asked. I need something that can quickly recover energy of holy infant fruit. Qin Yun carefully thought about it and said, and also a small amount of divine iron powder. Something that can recover energy of holy infant fruit? Then it could only be divine liquid. Don't worry, I have also become stronger recently. I can get you some stronger divine liquid. Evil God said with smile. Remember to contact me when you sacrifice. Qin Yun put away the golden fiend horn and continued cultivating. The energy released by the holy infant fruit had been absorbed by Mo, so Mo's power had become even stronger. Mo could communicate with the holy infant fruit, and the holy infant fruit had agreed to let Qin Yun absorb its energy. Qin Yun knew very well that the holy nascent fruit could allow one to advance by leaps and bounds. As for the Moon Palace, it was also because they had obtained some of the sage infant fruit's energy that their disciples were able to improve rapidly. After several days of rapid refinement, Qin Yun's heavenly Tao Flame's berserk aura suddenly increased by a lot. Moreover, the small flame hammer also became bigger. Level 5 Ascendant Immortal. Qin Yun was secretly delighted. Then, he took out the Devil Mirror and contacted Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror to inquire about the sage nascent fruit. After asking, Qin Yun learned that the holy nascent fruit was very difficult to obtain. Even immortal emperors would find it difficult to capture the holy nascent fruit. Now many people are offering very high prices to buy the holy nascent fruit. Qin Yun thought that the holy nascent fruit would run all over the Holy Land or Divine Mountain. He did not expect that it would be very difficult to find one. Qin Yun quickly made the stone room bigger and took out the evil god altar. Evil God, I want to start the sacrifice. Qin Yun took out a few soul sealing pearls. There are a great number of dead souls sealed inside. He placed the golden desert on the small altar and controlled the soul sealing pearls to shatter. After the soul sealing pearls shattered, a great number of dead souls howled and were absorbed by the altar not long after. Very good. Evil God mischievously laughed and said, Just wait, I will immediately bring something over for you. Evil God, I still have more. Just wait a bit more. Qin Yun brought the altar to the ground. It is daytime, he is inside a desolate mountain. He made the altar very big and placed it on top of a tall mountain. He controlled the 9 sun divine soul and released a black star from it. This is the first tribulation heavenly star he obtained in ancient domain. There are many dragon monsters on it, they are used for sacrifice. As Qin Yun controlled the large golden devil horn, the altar sensed the dragon monsters on the black star and started absorbing the life force of the dragon monsters on the black star. The altar trembled unceasingly, The absorption speed is very fast. Very good, very good. Evil God very happily laughed and said. Not long after, all the dragon monsters on the heavenly star became sacrifices and were absorbed by Evil God through the altar. The heavenly star fell down to the distance under Qin Yun's control and created a great commotion. Qin Yun brought the altar to a tranquil mountain forest. Evil God, it is time for you to bring the things over, Qin Yun said with mischievous laugh. Little demon, let me tell you a good news. Because world extermination is approaching, space is very weak. Those 9 sun sects can bring the sun altar from divine desolate to immortal desolate. Evil God laughed loudly and said, therefore, even if I have to go through 7 layers of the altar, I can bring you even more things. This is the best. Qin Yun is also very much looking forward to the things Evil God will bring over. The altar suddenly trembled, and waves of spatial fluctuations surged out. The altar flickered with golden light. Something has been teleported over. Divine liquid is gushing out. Qin Yun promptly went to collect it. There are a total of 10 vat. Then there are some light golden divine iron powder. Apart from them, there is also a seed. Qin Yun, there are a bit more divine iron powder compared to last time. The quality of the divine liquid has also increased by a lot. This time, the most precious thing I will deliver to you is that small seed. Evil God said, don't look down on it, it is a very good thing. Qin Yun stored away the divine liquid and the divine iron powder into a box. Evil God is worried that Qin Yun will say that he is stingy, so he promptly explained. This time, the teleportation power is very great. I've already used up my quota. In the divine wilderness, there are certain restrictions on the teleportation of gods of my level. This is a new rule that came out recently. That seed took up a lot of the teleportation quota. Originally, I didn't want to give it to you, but seeing how sincere you are in offering to me, I decided to give it to you. Qin Yun picked up the seed and curiously asked, what can this seed grow? If I say it, don't scold me. Evil God said in embarrassment. I am also not sure what it will grow. This seed is something I secretly hid from my boss. In short, I followed my boss and a group of formidable gods into a dangerous place. Everyone's goal is this seed. Did you ask your boss what kind of seed it is? Qin Yun asked. I didn't ask. I also don't dare to ask. I am afraid that he will suspect. Evil God said with mischievous smile. I am also afraid that people will find out that I have the seed, so I sent it to you. Then you should know what kind of seed it can grow, right? Qin Yun is also very interested because this seed is very heavy. Such a small thing weighs several tens of thousands of genes. The seed is only the size of a thumb, it is very dull gray. If not because it is very heavy, Qin Yun would have thought that Evil God is fooling him. I really don't know, but I heard that if you use the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl to plant it, it will quickly germinate. Evil God sighed and said, I don't know where the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl is. Qin Yun's heart is moved. The Sun-Moon Divine Bowl is with Nangong Shuiru. Back when Nangong Shuiru stayed in his 9 Sun Divine Soul for a period of time, she planted many immortal medicines and often used the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl. Later on, Qin Yun allowed her to bring it with her to the immortal desolate. Qin Yun let Nangong Shuiru take out the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl and saw that it has repaired itself a lot. Nangong Shuiru has been using the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl to help her plant immortal medicines. Therefore, her position in the Nangong family is very high. It is mainly because she has been using the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl to grow immortal medicines very well. The Sun-Moon Divine Bowl was originally damaged, but after being used by Nangong Shuiru for a period of time, it has more or less repaired itself. Therefore, Qin Yun let the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl continue to follow Nangong Shuiru. Therefore, Nangong Shuiru will give Qin Yun some pills from time to time. Those pills were refined from the immortal herbs she had grown using the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl. Evil god, what do you think it will grow? Why does your boss care so much about this seed? Qin Yun asked again. I suspect that it will be the seed of the Sun Divine Tree, but I am not sure. The Sun Divine Tree is not very big, but its leaves are very powerful. It is said that a single leaf contains a lot of Sun Divine power, let alone a flower-bearing fruit. Evil god said in low voice. I will let you know if there is any progress on my side. Qin Yun said again. Wait until I get more teleportation quotas. I will contact you again to offer sacrifice to you. It was a pleasure doing business with you. Goodbye. Evil god said with smile. Qin Yun stored away the evil god altar, took out the devil mirror and contacted Nangong Shuiru. Nangong Shuiru now has her own devil mirror that Qin Yun refined for her. Shuiru, is the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl with you? Qin Yun asked. Of course it is. I always carry such a precious thing with me. Xiao Yun, are you in a hurry? I am at the Yalan Tavern. Do you want to come or do you want me to go find you? Nangong Shuiru said. I don't want it, I just want you to use the Sun-Moon Divine Bowl to plant something. It is a mysterious seed from Divine Desolate given to me by Evil God. Qin Yun said with smile. Ah, really? I will surely plant it properly. Nangong Shuiru is very interested and very much looking forward to it. Qin Yun is now on his way to All Heaven City. A few days later, he arrived at All Heaven Mountain Range. He wants to go to the Heavenly Law Altar to see Shimen Dezhuang and Pippi Pig. There is a fat old man at the entrance of the Heavenly Law Altar. Shimen Dezhuang yelled, Dad, you are finally here. I am going to die. Qin Yun is somewhat amazed. He did not expect that fat old man to be Shimen Dezhuang's father. He looks a bit old. He thought that Shimen Dezhuang's father and Shimen Chongtian's father are of the same generation and should be middle-aged. Dezhuang, how are you doing up there? Qin Yun asked in loud voice. Chapter 1359. Enemy of Heavenly Dao. Qin Yun only came to see Shimen Dezhuang on the way. He did not expect to meet Shimen Dezhuang's father. He remembers that Shimen Dezhuang's father is the patriarch of Shimen family. Hello, uncle. Qin Yun faintly smiled at the fat old man and politely said, I am Dezhuang's friend. You are that uncle, right? The fat old man said with mischievous smile. I heard Dezhuang and Chongtian mention you. Hello, uncle. Qin Yun almost fell down. This old man actually called him uncle. Actually, I am not old at all, just call me Xiao Qin. Qin Yun said with smile. No problem, I think calling you uncle will make me look younger. The fat old man laughed and patted Qin Yun's shoulder. That brat Chongtian said that you are very capable, you can break a 12th level finesse high-grade immortal talisman. I was just lucky. Qin Yun said with smile. He cannot see through the fat old man's cultivation. This caused him to be very surprised. I am Shimen Taigon, nice to meet you. The fat old man cupped his hands towards Qin Yun and said with smile. Uncle Qin, although your cultivation is not high, your talent in inscription is outstanding. In our inscription domain, cultivation is not important, only the level of inscription is important. My inscription level is very ordinary, I can't compare to senior. Qin Yun very modestly said with smile. Just call me Tai Dan. Shimen Taigon said with mischievous smile. Don't call me senior, it makes me sound old. You can break 12th level finesse high-grade immortal talisman, your level is equal to mine. No matter what you say, we are of the same generation. If we are of the same generation, you shouldn't call me uncle. Qin Yun shrugged and said with smile. It's fine, I don't mind, why do you mind? Shimen Taigon stroked his white beard and said with smile. Although you look young, I think you look like uncle. Qin Yun laughed hollowly a few times. He cursed Shimen Dezhuang in his heart. He now knows that there are not many normal people in Shimen family. This Tai Dan, is Shimen Chongtian your cousin? Qin Yun asked. I'm not too sure, but it should be. Shiman Taigon looked at the top of the altar and said, "My Shiman clan is quite complicated. Many people join my Shiman clan, then change their surname to Shiman and become sworn brothers with us. When there are so many people, they don't care about seniority anymore. Whoever is the best will be the elder." Qin Yun seemed to understand why the people of the Shiman family liked to call him uncle. It turned out that they decided seniority based on ability. "I say, you guys, hurry up and think of a way to save me. I'm going to die." Shiman Dezhuang, who was up there, shouted angrily. "Dezhuang, I'm having a good chat with uncle. Don't interrupt." Shiman Taidan shouted. Shiman Dezhuang was like a child, screaming and rolling on the ground. "Taidan, are you here to save Dezhuang?" Qin Yun asked. "Of course not. I was just passing by, so I came to take a look at him." Shiman Taidan cursed in a low voice. "This little bastard. I previously doubted that his pig was not good enough. In a fit of anger, he took advantage of me being unprepared and actually made that pig fart at me. I almost died from the stench. Not only me, in the Shiman family, as long as you say that his pig is not good enough, you will get a smelly fart." The corner of Qin Yun's eyebrows twitched. He didn't know whether to laugh or cry in his heart. He secretly admired Shiman Dezhuang. He actually dared to let Pippi Pig fart at his own father. This would form a blood feud. Shiman Taidan laughed. "Now my entire Shiman family knows that he is trapped here. You don't know how happy they are. Singing and dancing and even holding a celebratory banquet. Ha ha ha." Qin Yun secretly sympathized with Shiman Dezhuang for 3 seconds. "Uncle, I'm leaving. You should go back as well. Don't waste too much time on Dezhuang. It's a great thing that he's trapped." Shiman Taidan patted Qin Yun on the shoulder and flew away. Dad, am I your biological son?" Shiman Dezhuang cried. Qin Yun shook his head with a smile. Shiman Dezhuang made Pippi Pig fart at his father. The reason why he wasn't crippled on the spot was because he was his biological son. Qin Yun flew into the sky and looked at Shiman Dezhuang through the altar's barrier. When Shiman Dezhuang saw Qin Yun appear, he immediately crawled over and shouted, "Uncle Qin, I know that you have great means. Quickly save me, I will definitely repay you. I'll knock out little sister Qinglian and give her to you." Qin Yun helplessly rolled his eyes and shook his head. "I'm not interested in her. That's right, that girl Qinglian has big breasts and no brains. No one likes her. Furthermore, she's so ugly that she can't even be compared to my Pippi Pig. How about this? I'll introduce my Shiman family's #1 beauty to you. The premise is that you have to save me." Shiman Dezhuang said very seriously. "My Shiman family's #1 beauty is very beautiful. She's my eldest cousin. Although I, Shiman Dezhuang, am the most handsome man in the world, I feel so inferior in front of her that I can't even raise my head. Dezhuang, if you say such things to Qinglian, she will kill you," Qin Yun said with smile. "She can't kill me because I'm trapped." Shiman Dezhuang's thin face is filled with despair. He took out the devil mirror and tried to contact Shiman Qinglian but failed. "Uncle, why can't I contact you and Qinglian? Help me contact her, I have something to say to her," Shiman Dezhuang shouted. Qin Yun doesn't know what Shiman Dezhuang wants to do. He promptly took out the devil mirror and contacted Shiman Qinglian. "Qinglian, I am Dezhuang," Shiman Dezhuang said with smile. "Finally I can talk to you. Uncle Qin is here. I promised him that as long as he can save me, I will introduce you to him. But he said he is not interested in you." "Dezhuang, what are you thinking?" Shiman Qinglian very impatiently said. "It's very normal that Uncle Qin is not interested in you. Don't feel inferior. Who told you to have big breasts and no brains? You are so ugly, you are not even as good looking as my Pippi Pig." "Ha ha ha!" Shiman Dezhuang laughed and said, "Qinglian, are you very angry? Quickly come and hit me, I am trapped on that bullshit Heavenly Tao altar. come, come. Bang bang bang. The sound of Shimin Qinglian throwing things came out from the devil mirror. Qin Yun looked at the grinning Shimin Dezhuang and said in low voice, Dezhuang, why do you take things so hard? Qin Yun promptly put away the devil mirror. I am bored. Shimin Dezhuang rolled on the ground and shouted, Heavenly Tao is heartless, what kind of heavenly Tao do I want to comprehend? Quickly give me a hint. Qin Yun said with smile, Dezhuang, I just comprehended a bit of heavenly Tao, do you want me to share some with you? Shimin Dezhuang suddenly crawled to the edge of the barrier and looked at Qin Yun who was outside the barrier. He very excitedly shouted, As expected of uncle, you actually comprehended it so quickly. Tian Dao Zi, that damned master, previously said that you are the enemy of heavenly Tao and can't comprehend heavenly Tao. Enemy of heavenly Tao? Qin Yun frowned. Yes, that's what he said. Shimin Dezhuang gave Qin Yun a thumbs up and said with smile, Uncle, you are my idol. You can actually become the enemy of heavenly Tao. Quickly teach me how to become the enemy of heavenly Tao. Let me out first before we talk. Qin Yun did not expect Tian Dao Zi to evaluate him in this way. He also felt somewhat astonished. Then he told Shimin Dezhuang about how he cultivated the heavenly Tao's fierce aura and the heavenly Tao fire's violent aura. Shimin Dezhuang is dumbfounded, his face is filled with admiration. He became even more excited after knowing that Qin Yun is at the 5th layer of upper immortal realm. When he first met Qin Yun's cultivation was lower than his, but now it has surpassed him. Uncle, you are really awesome. Wait until I come out, I will give you my Shimin family's Titan God Totem. You're my biological uncle, and you treat me better than my biological father. Shimin Dezhuang is very touched, he said again. Don't worry, Shimin Dezhuang, will do what I say. Wait until I come out, I will matchmake you with my Shimin family's #1 beauty. I already have a wife, Qin Yun said with smile. He doesn't dare to compliment Shimin Dezhuang's aesthetic. He feels that Shimin family's #1 beauty in Shimin Dezhuang's eyes might look like Pippi Pig. No problem, I will let her be your concubine. Shimin Dezhuang chuckled and said, I will now go and comprehend my uncle's heavenly Tao. When I obtain Tao, it will be the day I, Shimin Dezhuang, sweep through the world. Ha ha ha. Qin Yun is filled with doubt. He wants to find Tian Dao Zi, but he can't enter that passage, so he can only leave and return to Luo Tian City. Enemy of heavenly Tao? What does that mean? Qin Yun is flying in the sky. He is very puzzled. Previously, Tian Dao Zi did not say that about him. He said that he suffered from heavenly punishment and that it is very rare to form an affinity with heavenly Tao. Qin Yun returned to Nangong Shuiru's small house in Yalanin. After he returned, he saw Shimin Qinglian tidying up the small hall. Little Phoenix wanted to help, but Shimin Qinglian did not let her. She wanted to do it herself. Qinglian, are you all right? Qin Yun asked with smile. Stupid Dezhuang. He actually said that I am not as good looking as Pippi Pig. I am so angry. Shimin Qinglian gnashed her teeth in anger, crushed a piece of wood and cursed. I curse him to be trapped for 10,000 years. Little Phoenix felt relieved seeing Qin Yun return. She promptly walked over and pulled Qin Yun's arm, sweetly smiled and said, Brother Xiao Yun, you have become stronger again. Where is Shuiru? Qin Yun caressed Little Phoenix's sweet little dimples and asked with smile. Sister Shuiru has been called away by Sister Yalan. It is all young Miss Gao's fault. She had nothing better to do. Now Purple Ice Sacred City and an inscription family want to challenge Guang Han Palace's inscription masters. Sister Shuiru and Sister Yalan are both inscription masters. They can only brace themselves and accept the challenge. Shimin Qinglian cursed in low voice. Hidden inscription family? Qin Yun said with frown. Indeed, it is that Qin family. Qin family and Purple Ice Sacred City are very close. Shimin Qinglian sighed and said, I am too lazy to go, just looking at young Miss Gao makes me feel vexed. I also don't like that young Miss Gao, but I am worried that Shueru will suffer a loss. Please take me to see her. Qin Yun said. That's true. Sister Shueru is a weak woman. If she faces inscription masters who are all big and tall, she will definitely suffer a loss. Uncle, let's go and cheer for Sister Shueru. Shimin Qinglian said. Qin Yun took out the smiling face mask and said with smile, I will wear the mask. Brother Xiao Yun, I heard that some people learned from you and ended up being beaten half to death by people from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate. Little Phoenix said. Those idiots, serve them right. Shimin Qinglian said with smile. Without my uncle's strength, they still dare to wear this smiling face mask? Isn't that courting death? Qin Yun followed Shimin Qinglian and Little Phoenix to the main building of Yalan Tavern. It is also the biggest building. There are many inscription masters gathered here. They are all here to exchange pointers. Chapter 1360. Chapter 1360. St. Tyr Runes, the first floor of Yalan Tavern's main building, has a spacious lobby that is being used as the venue for the competition. Only people who have stayed in Yalan Tavern can come and watch the competition. Therefore, people who want to watch the competition have to pay a high fee. Most of the people who have come to watch the competition are very rich and powerful people. Most of them are here for Xiang Yalan because they want to see the legendary delicate and fragrant beauty. After they arrived, they were disappointed because Xiang Yalan's face is covered by a white veil. They cannot see her appearance clearly. Qin Yun followed Shimin Qinglian to the lobby and saw that the lobby is completely surrounded by people. It is impossible to see what is happening inside. Everyone move aside. Shimin Qinglian loudly shouted. Everyone immediately turned their heads and saw the smiling masked man. They are all very shocked. Although many people impersonated the masked man and were beaten up, they can be sure that this masked man is the real deal because he was brought here by Shimin Qinglian. The crowd quickly parted to form a path. Shimin Qinglian swaggered to the front. He brought Qin Yun and Little Phoenix to the center of the lobby where the competition is taking place. After Qin Yun arrived, he saw Xiao Yuelan. She nodded at Qin Yun. Nangong Shueru, Xiao Yuelan and Xiang Yalan are all wearing similar white clothes. They must have agreed on this. Only Xiang Yalan is wearing a veil. Therefore, everyone can see Xiao Yuelan and Nangong Shueru's beauty and feel that they did not come in vain. Nangong Shueru is sitting on a soft chair with a short table in front of her. She is concentrating on carving runes on a very thick beast skin. Devil Immortal Heavenly Gates people are not here because Luo family has forbidden them from entering the city. However, Totem Pavilion's people are here. For example, Venerable Master He Lin is standing beside Shimin Chongtian. Miss Gao is very tall and very thin. She is looking at Qin Yun with a disgusted expression. Qin Yun ignored her and looked at Nangong Shueru's opponent. Nangong Shueru's opponent is a middle-aged man with ordinary appearance. He is a 9th heavenly immortal. He is wearing purple ice sacred city's clothing and is earnestly carving runes on a beast's skin. Qin Yun also saw Elder Wu and Wu Xinghao. They are standing not far behind the middle-aged man. Because they wanted to be quiet, no one dared to speak loudly at this moment, lest they were chased out. Otherwise, when they saw Qin Yun, they would definitely cry out in alarm. Now, most people were looking at Qin Yun because Qin Yun did not conceal his cultivation. He was now in the 5th level of the upper celestial stage. Previously, he was rejected by Purple Ice Sacred City because he was only a 2nd heaven exalted immortal. In such a short time, his cultivation had reached level 5 of the upper celestial stage. Many people found it unbelievable and they wanted to know how he could make a breakthrough so quickly. What made people curious was how he was able to kill so many people from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate and 3 Xian Immortals. Everyone is very interested in this masked uncle because he has cultivated a very strong saint body. His cultivation has broken through very quickly and his relationship with Xiao Yuelan and Nangong Shueru is very good. Furthermore, the Luo family seem to be supporting this masked uncle. At that moment, even Shimen Qinglian was extremely respectful toward the masked uncle. Yuelan, what is the level of Shui Ru's opponent? Qin Yun suddenly asked. He asked directly, deliberately letting others hear. Venerable Master level. Xiao Yuelan replied truthfully. Sister Shui Ru has just become a venerable master, this kind of competition is not fair. Everyone can hear that Xiao Yuelan is very dissatisfied. If I lose, will there be any loss? Qin Yun asked again. If Sister Shui Ru loses, she will have to join Purple Ice Sacred City. Xiao Yuelan glanced at Miss Gao and said again, if we win, we will get 2 billion immortal jade beads. Qin Yun frowned and said in cold voice, this is not fair, you shouldn't have agreed to this kind of competition. There's no other way, someone else agreed on our behalf. For the sake of Guang Han Palace's reputation, we can only force ourselves. Xiao Yuelan coldly groaned. Everyone knows that she is very dissatisfied with Miss Gao. I am doing this for the sake of Guang Han Palace. Great Palace Master told me before to be on good terms with Sacred City. Even if we lose this competition, it won't be bad for us. If we win, we will get a lot of immortal jade beads. Shimen Qinglian lightly groaned and said, even so, we can't let Sister Shui Ru face such a strong inscription master. Moreover, they are competing in fire talisman formation. How can Sister Shui Ru compare to Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription master? Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription master has mastered sacred tier fire runes. The flame of his talisman formation must be very strong. It will be very difficult for us to win. Xiang Yalan said in soft voice. Not far away, there is a group of people wearing white rune long robes. They are Qin family people. One of them said with smile, Miss Yalan, you are competing with our Qin family. Our Qin family doesn't have sacred tier runes. You don't need to be afraid of us. If Xiang Yalan loses, she will also have to join Purple Ice Sacred City. Purple Ice Sacred City needs outstanding inscription masters. So long as Guang Han Palace's Nangong Shueru and Xiang Yalan join, they will be able to attract even more people. Qin Yun looked at Nangong Shueru. He knows that the quality of her runes is inferior to his opponent's. It will be very difficult for him to win. Half an hour passed by. The competition is also over. Nangong Shueru and Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription master controlled their small-scale talisman formation to release flame. Then they used tools to test how hot the flame is. The flame released by Nangong Shueru's talisman formation reached 3,500 heat. This is very good. And Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription master reached 4,200 heat. This is mainly because he has mastered sacred tier fire runes. No one is surprised that Nangong Shueru lost. High Immortal Shueru, you don't need to be discouraged. Join our Purple Ice Sacred City, and you will have the opportunity to obtain sacred tier runes. The venerable inscription master said with mischievous smile. Nangong Shueru lost, but Miss Gao's face is filled with joy. This caused Xiao Yuelan to secretly grit her teeth. Big Sister Yalan, you are a venerable inscription master, you should be able to win, right? Nangong Shueru lightly sighed and said. It's hard to say. Our opponent is Qin family, a hidden inscription family. Xiang Yalan shook her head. I have no assurance, I can only do my best. Next is the competition between Xiang Yalan and Qin family's venerable inscription master. The competition is the same as before. They will create a small-scale talisman formation and then compete to see whose flame is stronger. 1 hour passed by and the time limit is up. Xiang Yalan's flame talisman formation reached 3,800 heat, and Qin family's venerable inscription master reached 3,900 heat. The difference is not too big. Xiang Yalan lost, but everyone feels that it is very normal. Inscription is not Guang Han Palace's strong point. Nangong Shuaru and Xiang Yalan lost to a venerable inscription master from Sacred Desolate, as well as a hidden inscription family. Yalan, Shuaru, you two should properly go to Purple Ice Sacred City. We have already signed the contract. If we don't do it, it will affect our Guang Han Palace's reputation, Miss Gao said with faint smile. Xiang Yalan and Nangong Shuaru don't want to go to Purple Ice Sacred City, because they don't have a good impression of it. Especially Nangong Shuaru, she hates Purple Ice Sacred City to the extreme. Suddenly, Qin Yun walked over, took out 4 core fragments and started playing with them in his hand. Seeing these 4 core fragments, everyone sucked in a mouthful of cold air. Their eyes are fixed on Qin Yun's hand. If this was not Yalan Tavern, many people would have tried to snatch them. Purple Ice Sacred City, Qin family. Qin Yun looked at the people from Qin family and Purple Ice Sacred City and said indifferently, I will compete with you. If you lose, Nangong Shuaru and Xiang Yalan won't have to go to Purple Ice Sacred City. If I lose, these 4 core fragments will be yours. You? You are an inscription master? Purple Ice Sacred City's Elder Wu said with sneer. Alright, since you want to compete with us, our Purple Ice Sacred City will also not be outdone. Come. Elder Wu is very happy to earn core fragments, moreover 4 of them. Shuaru is a 9th layer upper immortal and Yalan is a Xian immortal. Their blood spirit power is so strong, yet they can't compare to Qin family and Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription masters. Even if your cultivation increased so fast, your foundation must be very unstable. Even if you are an inscription master, your blood spirit power must be very weak. Miss Gao said with sneer. Damned old woman, shut up! Qin Yun coldly groaned. Hearing Qin Yun's words, everyone is secretly worried that Miss Gao will attack. What did you say? Miss Gao immediately roared. You are clearly a sharp and unkind old woman, yet you still want others to call you Miss Gao. Don't you think it's very funny? For your own benefit, you sold out your own disciple. Trash like you should scram from Guang Han Palace. Qin Yun said with sneer. Shiman Qinglian secretly gave Qin Yun a thumbs up. Shiman Chongtian is also sweating profusely for Qin Yun. Do you believe that I won't kill you? Miss Gao furiously shouted. Miss Gao, if you kill someone in my Luo Tian city, you will also die. Luo Weizhuang suddenly said. Your Luo family wants to kill me for this bastard? Luo Weizhuang, you are just a little brat from Luo family. It is not your turn to make decisions in Luo Tian city, right? Miss Gao said with sneer. Luo Weizhuang crossed his arms across his chest and said with laugh, You can try. This uncle is my Luo family's distinguished guest. I guarantee that you will be killed by our Luo family's 9th level Xian immortal before you can even touch him. Do you believe me? Qin Yun is the Luo family's distinguished guest. He has already informed Luo Weizhuang that the Luo family has already sent experts to secretly protect him. Miss Gao does not believe it. Elder Wu and the Qin family also do not believe it. Most of the people present do not believe it. Elder Wu sneered. A 5th level exalted immortal can let your Luo family experts kill Miss Gao? That guy is only a 5th level exalted immortal. But Miss Gao is a 9th level Xian immortal and a grandmaster of inscription. She will soon become a member of the inscription profound sect. That masked uncle is nothing compared to her. Qin family's grandmaster of inscription said with a smile. As soon as they finished speaking, a few auras of 9th level Xian immortals came from all around and locked onto Miss Gao. It was a very cold and gloomy killing intent. The lobby immediately became silent. Miss Gao's body slightly trembled. Then, a few more intense murderous auras locked onto Elder Wu and the group of people from the Qin family. Chapter 1361. Limitless technique. There were so many experts from the Luo family in Luo Tian City. Luo Wei Zhuang definitely couldn't summon them. Now, everyone believes that Qin Yun is an honored guest of the Luo family. Miss Gao originally wanted to say a few more words, but now she didn't dare to. She suddenly realized that this masked uncle had an extraordinary background. This reminded her of the order Xian Rujing gave her. She thought that Xian Rujing only helped Qin Yun because of Xiao Yuelan. But now she is certain that Xian Rujing knows that Qin Yun is very powerful because Xian Rujing said that she will personally come to Xuanzhou's Luo Tian City, but did not say what she is going to do. Shimin Qinglian is also secretly alarmed, but she is very happy in her heart. Because by Qin Yun's side, she is not afraid of Miss Gao at all. Guys from the Purple Ice Holy City, didn't you guys despise me for only being at the second stage of the upper celestial stage? At that time, Uncle could single-handedly beat up trash like Wu Xinghao. Now, even if you send out your strongest 6th-tier Ascendant Immortal, they will not be a match for Uncle. Shimin Qinglian said with smile. Not only Uncle's strength is outstanding, his inscription level is also very high. You snobs who look down on people, don't look down on people based on cultivation. In our Shimin family, we don't look at cultivation, we only look at the level of inscription. Shimin Chongtian and his daughter are very clear about Qin Yun's runes. Grandmaster He Lin also knows about it. Now they want to see Qin Yun's true level. We will only know after we compete. Elder Wu said, quickly come and sign the contract. Qin Yun walked over to sign the soul contract. This also made both parties feel at ease. Purple Ice Sacred City felt that this competition was very worthwhile, because even if they lost, they wouldn't lose anything. Nangong Shuaru and Xiang Yalan didn't want to join their Purple Ice Holy City. If they won, they would be able to obtain 4 core fragments. The Great Desert Holy City was still brooding over those core fragments. They had suffered the greatest loss, and had always been thinking of ways to get it back. It's the same as before, it's a flame talisman formation competition. Elder Wu said, let's begin, the time limit is 1 hour. Originally, Xiang Yalan wanted to dissuade them, but seeing that Nangong Shuaru and Xiao Yuelan did not say anything, she did not go over. She was curious about the masked man's identity, and suspected that he was the person who had saved her before. Just as Xiang Yalan was feeling suspicious, she suddenly saw Qin Yun take out a long needle. When she saw the needle, her heart trembled. She was immediately sure that it was the mysterious man who had saved her. She had a very deep impression of the floating cloud divine needle. With just a few moves, it was able to get rid of those evil devil runes on her body. Xiang Yalan felt somewhat bashful when she recalled the time she spent with Qin Yun. She is worried that Xiao Yuelan and Nangong Shuaru would find out about this embarrassing experience. The beast skins used to make small talisman arrays were provided by the Purple Ice Sacred City. At the beginning, Nangong Shuaru brought Xiang Yalan to carefully inspect the beast skin to prevent Purple Ice Holy City from tampering with it. After the inspection, they felt relieved and went back. Miss Gao's expression turned ugly. She cursed Xiao Yuelan and company in her heart. They knew such a powerful person, yet they didn't tell her. Actually, Xiao Yuelan and the others had mentioned Qin Yun before. However, Miss Gao felt that Qin Yun's cultivation was too low, so she did not take it to heart. The floating cloud divine needle in Qin Yun's hand suddenly released a burst of golden energy mist that enveloped the entire beast skin. He is carving Immortal Tier Fire Totem. It has already been evolved by MOMO. For many venerable inscription masters, carving Immortal Tier Totem runes within half an hour is very difficult. However, Qin Yun has the Wildfire Inscription Spirit and Totem Inscription Spirit. When carving fire totem runes on the beast skin, he can achieve twice the result with half the effort. Moreover, the finesse is very high. After I cultivated the one thought Imperial Heaven Art, my mental power has increased by a lot. My finesse should also have increased, right? Qin Yun said in his heart. In order to win, he must use his full strength. 12th level finesse should not be a problem. Ling Yuner said with smile. I am just afraid that the beast skin won't be able to bear it. The higher the finesse, the more blood spirit power they need to absorb. Ordinary materials are simply unable to contain the formidable blood spirit power, let alone carving a very complicated immortal tier fire totem. At this moment, Qin Yun released a very powerful blood spirit power. He possesses a powerful immortal devil body, and his blood is very powerful. In addition, he has cultivated the nether moon, so his soul is also very strong. The condensed blood spirit power will become even stronger through the floating cloud divine needle. Because the floating cloud divine needle released a golden mist that enveloped the beast's skin, no one can see the situation inside. They can't even feel the strength of the blood spirit power. This guy, can he do it or not? Pretending to be mysterious. A youth from the Qin family said with sneer. The tool that guy is using to carve runes should be very good. The energy mist released can block our mental power probing. Qin family's venerable inscription master said with smile. Even so, he can't win against Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription masters. Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription masters have sacred blood and sacred spirit. Their blood spirit power is very powerful. That masked uncle only cultivates his body. His blood spirit power is far inferior to Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription masters. All the venerable inscription masters present nodded their heads one after another. Only Shimen Chongtian and He Lin don't think that Qin Yun will lose. Because in their hearts, Qin Yun is an existence similar to inscription profound sect. Moreover, he has sacred body. His blood spirit power is certainly not weak. Very quickly, 1 hour passed by. Qin Yun stored the floating cloud divine needle. Xiang Yalan and Nangong Shueru walked over. They carefully looked at Qin Yun's beast skin and cannot help but be amazed. The nearby inscription masters saw that Qin Yun's beast skin is completely blank and cried out in alarm. Blank. No runes, he did not do anything? Impossible, this guy is not an idiot. It is impossible for him to give the core fragment to Purple Ice Sacred City for free. Then what is going on? Look at that Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription master. His beast skin is filled with runes. That guy's beast skin is completely blank. Don't make a sound, look at those venerable inscription masters, their expressions are very serious. Qin family people were mocking and ridiculing Qin Yun earlier, but now they are speechless. Even Gao Girl's eyes are wide open, she is looking at Qin Yun's beast skin with disbelief. Limitless method. A very old man said in a low voice. This is a kind of superb carving technique, it can perfectly conceal the runes. This kind of carving technique can not only conceal runes but also make them stronger. This so-called limitless method mainly allows runes to perfectly fuse with materials. This is a skill that Inscription Mysterious Sect must have. Shimen Chongtian said. Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription master chuckled. Even if Inscription Mysterious Sect comes, he won't be able to defeat me without sacred tier fire attribute runes. Although he is laughing, he is also very surprised in his heart. This masked man's inscription level is not low at all. Let's start testing the flame. Qin Yun indifferently said. Nangong Shueru knows that Qin Yun is an inscription master, but she didn't know that his skill is so high, it seems like he is far above her. Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription master activated his flame talisman formation and tested the power of the flame reached 4300, 100 higher than before. Then it was Qin Yun's turn. Everyone wants to see how powerful the flame talisman formation created with limitless method is. After the test, the number that appeared shocked everyone. It actually reached 4,500. All the inscription masters present are emotionally moved. 4,500. What kind of rune did he use? Even if it is a sacred tier rune, it can't be that high, right? Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription master is very strong in all aspects. How can he lose? What kind of rune did that masked uncle use? This kind of flame is really too scary. He is indeed the Luo family's distinguished guest, truly a mysterious and powerful guy. While everyone is exclaiming in admiration, the flame talisman formation spontaneously combusted. It is mainly because it can't withstand the power of the flame. Moreover, the 12th level finesse fire totem rune damaged the beast's skin. Purple Ice Sacred City and Qin family's people are very clear about the power of sacred tier runes, but now they still lost. This made them very curious about the runes Qin Yun mastered. Only sacred tier star, moon and sun runes can compare to my sacred tier runes. Sacred Desolate's venerable inscription master gritted his teeth and said in low voice. Elder Wu's heart is even more stifled because Qin Yun is truly outstanding. Even their sacred Desolate's geniuses can only concede defeat. And this person was rejected when he went to seek refuge with their Purple Ice Sacred City. Later on, their Purple Ice Sacred City did not seize the opportunity to redeem themselves. If they had saved Qin Yun from the hands of those 3 Xian immortals, they might have been able to make up for it. Now, it is already impossible for them to redeem themselves. I won, Qin Yun said. Xiang Yalan and Nangong Shuiru are very happy. Their beautiful eyes flickered with abnormal light as they secretly cast flirtatious glances at Qin Yun. They don't need to go to Purple Ice Sacred City anymore. Your cultivation is not high, but your level of inscription is outstanding. You are truly talented. To be able to meet an opponent like you is my luck. How about we compete again? Purple Ice Sacred City's venerable inscription master is now facing his opponent squarely. Elder Wu said, "We will use a divine fruit to bet. Our divine fruit can help you break through at least 2nd level of upper immortal realm." A core fragment, Qin Yun said with smile. You must guarantee that I can break through 2nd level. We can guarantee that, Elder Wu said with certainty. They now only want to win back a core fragment. They know that their opponent's level is very high, so they don't want to think too much. Even if Qin Yun proposed to use 4 core fragments to bet, they don't dare to bet too much because if they lose, their losses will be very great. What will we compete in this time? Qin Yun asked. More exquisite than totem. Moreover, it will be carved on immortal iron board. Purple Ice Venerable Master said with smile. Carving totem runes on immortal iron board is very difficult. No problem. Qin Yun immediately agreed. 2 hours. Purple Ice Venerable Master said again, and took out 2 stone slabs. The stone slabs are as big as a square table, and are also very thick. Chapter 1362. Position of profound sect at this moment, the one with the ugliest expression should be Miss Gao. Because she knew that she had made an error in judgment. She never expected that a person with such a low cultivation level would have such a high level of inscription, seemingly on par with her. After signing the contract with Elder Wu, Qin Yun returned to his position and began carving totem runes. Just like before, he enveloped the immortal iron plate with the golden mist released by the floating cloud divine needle to prevent others from seeing his runes. No one dared to come to a conclusion about the outcome of this match, lest they get slapped in the face. The people from the Qin family who said that Qin Yun would definitely lose did not say a word. They are the inscription masters of the inscription aristocratic family. They know very well what the limitless carving technique means. Qin family, aren't you all very powerful? Didn't you just say that my uncle couldn't win against the Grand Master of Purple Ice Sacred City? Say something now. Your Qin family is really something. Your inscription level is clearly not bad. Why did you join a crappy power like the Purple Ice Sacred City? Is it because of sacred tier runes? Shimen Qinglian giggled and ridiculed Qin family. Stupid girl, shut up. The middle-aged man from the Qin family said angrily. Yo, your Qin family is really weak beyond my imagination. You actually don't have any Saint Tier runes. Shiman Qinglian said with charming smile. Our Shiman family has Saint Tier runes and Saint Tier totems, so we will not kneel and lick those bullshit holy cities like dogs. After Shiman Qinglian finished speaking, he glanced at Miss Gao again. This caused Miss Gao to be infuriated, because Shiman Qinglian was implying that Miss Gao would kneel down and lick the holy city. Qinglian, cough, keep a low profile, Shiman Chongtian said in a low voice. Now, everyone knows that the Shiman family possesses Saint Tier totems and Saint Tier runes. Moreover, there are quite a few of them. Therefore, they don't need to rely on those holy cities. Furthermore, the Shiman family has many inscription beasts. This is something that many people know. Originally, the Purple Ice Sacred City had agreed to ally with the Shiman family, but because of Qin Yun, the Shiman family cancelled their alliance. This was a huge loss for the Purple Ice Sacred City. The time limit for this round was 4 hours. Carving the totem carvings on the immortal iron board required a lot of time. Moreover, one had to ensure the precision. Qin Yun is still carving fire totem rune this time. Because he has done it before, he is even more proficient now. He has the floating cloud divine needle. Carving runes on a mortal iron board is as simple as carving beast skin. Therefore, it is not very difficult for him. The Purple Ice Sacred City's Grandmaster inscription was different. He frowned and his face was covered in sweat. Someone was constantly wiping his sweat. It looked like he was going through a lot of trouble. And everyone could understand, after all, for a Grandmaster inscription, this was an extreme challenge. 2 hours passed. The golden mist on Qin Yun's immortal iron plate suddenly dispersed and many runes appeared. From the pattern, it looked like a fierce flame with swords drawn. Just by looking at it, one could feel the burning aura, as if a very violent flame was flying over with its claws and fangs bared. This is a fire totem, Shiman Chongtian exclaimed. And it's an immortal level fire totem. He finished it? He Lin exclaimed. Qin Yun has already put away the floating cloud divine needle and calmly stood there. Completing the carving of the immortal level fire totem in 2 hours, this caused all the inscription masters present to be tongue-tied. That Miss Gao is scared out of her wits. Xiang Yalin's beautiful eyes are suffused with extraordinary splendor as she looked at Qin Yun's back. She already knew that Qin Yun's level is not bad, but she never expected him to be so terrifying. As long as it is an inscription master who has been in the sect for a certain amount of time, they all know why Qin Yun can carve the immortal level fire totem so quickly. It is because he has the violent fire inscription spirit. Violent fire inscription spirit. This is a very rare inscription spirit, it is actually on him. Elder Wu felt even more sad because their Purple Ice Sacred City actually offended such an inscription master with boundless future. There are not many inscription spirits, and inscription masters with inscription spirits rarely come out. The main reason is that they are afraid of being snatched by others or attracting unnecessary trouble. And now everyone finally saw one. Shiman Qinglian is also shocked and absent-minded. She stared at Qin Yun in a daze. Luo Wei is overjoyed in his heart. Their Luo family has such a Grandmaster inscription. This is a good thing for their Luo family. The nearby Luo family Xian immortal experts all raised their vigilance to prevent anyone from attacking Qin Yun. Before, everyone did not understand why Luo family would use such great power to protect a high immortal. Now, they all understand that it is because Qin Yun is an inscription grandmaster with inscription spirit. We can test the totem's finesse, Qin Yun said indifferently. The first one to go over is Shiman Chongtian, followed by He Lin. They took out tools to test and their faces are filled with shock. Soon after, many inscription masters came over and used all kinds of tools to test the fire totem on the immortal iron plate. After the test, Everyone looked at Qin Yun with eyes filled with incomparable reverence. 10. 12th level finesse. Qin family's grandmaster's voice is trembling. His eyes are filled with reverence as he looked at Qin Yun's comical smiling face mask. If it was a 12th level finesse rune, no one would feel anything but 12th level finesse immortal level fire totem caused all the inscription masters present to tremble in fear. This is the level of inscription profound sect. A living and breathing inscription profound sect is right in front of them. This made many little inscription masters have the urge to kowtow. No more, I admit defeat. Purple Ice Sacred City's inscription master's hands are trembling non-stop. He is simply unable to hold the carving knife. He is very clear that no matter how hard he tries, he will not be able to carve a 12th level totem rune. No one laughed at him for admitting defeat because in front of inscription profound sect, a grandmaster is just a fart. At this moment, everyone does not believe that the masked uncle in front of them is a high immortal realm. After all, that is inscription profound sect. He must have lived for countless years. Uncle, this immortal level fire totem is so complicated, even my Shiman family's inscription profound sect would not be able to carve it in such a short period of time. Shiman Chongtian said in shock. He guessed that Qin Yun has another kind of inscription spirit. Elder Wu's face is filled with smile. He quickly walked towards Qin Yun and said respectfully, Senior, it is all our fault for having eyes but not seeing, please forgive us, this is the divine fruit you deserve. Even Xian, immortal Elder Wu called Qin Yun Senior. Qin Yun leisurely extended his hand, took the divine fruit, and said in calm tone, If you have any ideas about Shuiru again, I will take care of you. We have never had any ill intentions towards Lady Shuiru, we all feel that she is very outstanding. We want to rope her in to join our Purple Ice Sacred City, in order to strengthen our Purple Ice Sacred City's reputation, that's all. I hope Senior does not misunderstand. That's good, I want to focus on dealing with Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate and Great Desert Sacred City. I don't want to be distracted. Of course, if you truly anger me, I will tire myself out a bit more and deal with you. Qin Yun coldly groaned and said, Senior, we know we were wrong. Elder Wu bowed and said, I hope Senior can give us a chance to turn over a new leaf. We are willing to cooperate with Senior in all aspects. Let's talk about it later, I don't have time now. Qin Yun waved his hand, then turned around and left. Shiman Qinglian and Little Phoenix followed Qin Yun back to Nangong Shuiru's small building in a daze. Xiao Yuelan did not follow because she saw more than 10 Xian immortals secretly following Qin Yun, so she is very relieved. Miss Gao, now you know why Sister Rujing attaches so much importance to him, Xiao Yuelan said in cold voice. Yuelan. Who exactly is he? Miss Gao is still in a daze. An inscription profound sect, moreover he has inscription spirit, this kind of status is much higher than her. I don't know, it was Sister Rujing who asked us to trust him and protect him, Xiao Yuelan indifferently said. Shiman Chongtian said with smile, He is our uncle, last time uncle easily broke old he's 12th level finesse high-grade immortal bone talisman, I already knew that he is from inscription profound sect. Uncle looks like a young man yet his inscription level is so great, it is indeed very surprising. He Lin chuckled and said, He feels that his relationship with Qin Yun is not bad. Totem Pavilion, you destroyed our totem rune exchange with Xiao family. Nangong Shuiru said. This matter was not my idea, I also did not participate. He Lin's expression is somewhat unsightly, he hastily explained. How about this, I will help you contact Xiao family and have them exchange totem runes with you again. With uncle's inscription profound sect, Xiao family will definitely be willing to exchange with you. Purple Ice Sacred City and Qin family people have already left the lobby and returned to their residence. It is not like they have never seen inscription profound sect before. For example, Qin family has inscription profound sect in their family. Even if they cannot befriend inscription profound sect, they must not become enemies. Because inscription profound sect's rallying power is very astonishing, all kinds of powerful factions want to rope them in. After Qin Yun obtained the divine fruit, he hastily returned to Nangong Shuiru's small building. After returning, Shimen Qinglian very excitedly pulled Qin Yun's hand and jumped here and there. "Uncle, you are too awesome. It is actually inscription profound sect. So fucking awesome. Did you see Miss Gao's ugly face? Ha ha ha. Qinglian, does your Shimen family not have inscription profound sect?" Qin Yun said with smile. "Of course we do, but not many. Moreover, they usually appear and disappear unpredictably, you can't even see them once a year." Shimen Qinglian charmingly smiled and said, "Those inscription profound sect are all very old, how can they be as interesting as you, uncle? Moreover, you are so handsome. Originally I didn't like men, but now I am a bit fond of you." "Oh, that's right, uncle. What is the relationship between you and Yuelon? She has been wanting to flatten the devil immortal heavenly gate these past few days. Why don't you just ask her?" Qin Yun said with smile. He looked at the jade-like peach in his hand. It is the divine fruit Elder Wu gave him. It looks like it is of very high quality. At this time, Luo Weizhuang knocked on the door and walked in. He said with smile, "Brother Qin, you can rest assured in our Luo Tian city. Our city master will be back soon and wants to meet you. I hope you can give me face." "No problem, you can tell me the time and place," Qin Yun said with smile. Luo family is protecting him so much, he naturally has to give them face. Chapter 1363. The mystery of the soul. Qin Yun became very interested hearing about the mysterious thing found in Divine Mountain. He said with smile, "How about this? I will go with you to find the city master. I am very curious about that thing." "That's for the best. Let's go now." Luo Weizhuang nodded. Qin Yun told Shimen Qinglian and Little Phoenix to stay here. Then he sent a message to Xiao Yuelon and bid her farewell before leaving with Luo Weizhuang. With so many Xian immortal experts protecting him, and in Luo Tian City, Luo Weizhuang wasn't afraid of sneak attack. Qin Yun sat in Luo Weizhuang's carriage and headed for the Luo family's villa. The city lord was a member of the Luo clan, and his name was Luo Dongchuan. According to Luo Weizhuang's description, he was a very forthright middle-aged man. He was of the same generation as Luo Weizhuang, but he was much older than Luo Wei, and his cultivation was also much higher than Luo Weizhuang. Not long after, Qin Yun and Luo Weizhuang arrived at the Luo family's villa. In a spacious and comfortable hall, a bearded middle-aged man with a square face and big ears wearing grayish-blue armor quickly walked in. When he saw Qin Yun, he laughed loudly and said, "Uncle Qin, I finally get to see you. I've heard Shimen Chongtian mention you before, but I've been searching for treasures in the sacred mountain, so I haven't had the chance to meet you." Qin Yun was not wearing a mask right now. Furthermore, he was wearing white clothes, making him look even younger and more energetic. He did not look like an uncle at all. Fortunately, he was used to this form of address. "City Lord Luo, how was your treasure hunt in the Divine Mountain?" Qin Yun asked with a smile. Luo Dongchuan indicated for Qin Yun to sit down and said with a sigh, "It went smoothly, but when we left the Divine Mountain, we encountered some accidents and almost couldn't come back. Fortunately, we reacted quickly, but many of our brothers were injured and are now recuperating." "It's good that you came back alive. A mystic immortal level Divine Mountain will definitely be fraught with danger," said Qin Yun with a nod. There were many rumors about the Divine Mountains in the demonic mirror, and they were all filled with all sorts of dangers. However, most people who managed to obtain divine fruits from the Divine Mountains didn't have the life to eat them. They were immediately killed. "Yeah, we're lucky. We've lost contact with many of the other teams that went to that divine mountain. As Luo Dongchuan spoke of this matter, he couldn't help but sigh. I remember, before we went up the mountain, we met a small team and even established a connection with their magic mirror. Later on, they sent us a cry for help. When we arrived, we saw their corpses scattered all over the place. They had died a horrible death. At that moment, Qin Yun could also see Luo Dongchuan's ferocious face with a slightly fearful expression. Brother Chuan, didn't you say you found something good in the Divine Mountain? Take it out for Brother Qin to appraise. Luo Weizhuang hurriedly said with a smile. Yes. Luo Dongchuan took out a hexagonal stone plate and placed it on the table. Qin Yun stood up and walked over to take a closer look. This hexagonal stone plate was relatively thick, but it wasn't very big. Could be carried with both hands. There was a layer of pale white transparent stone on the surface, and there was something flowing underneath. You found this in the Divine Mountains? Qin Yun used the extinction spirit eye to look inside the stone plate. All he saw was a ball of golden light. Yes, it's very sturdy. Luo Dongchuan took out a large axe. Qin Yun looked at the sharp edge of the large axe and discovered that there are many tiny cracks on it. The large axe is actually a very good immortal tool, at least a high-grade immortal tool. I hacked with all my strength over 1,000 times, but I didn't even leave a single mark on it. Luo Dongchuan sighed. Instead, my axe was damaged because of this. Qin Yun took out the floating cloud divine needle and vigorously poked at the stone plate, but it couldn't pierce through. Uncle Qin, do you know what's inside? Can you open it? Luo Dongchuan is also very curious. I also don't know. I only know that there is a ball of energy inside. It should be a very strong soul body. Qin Yun shook his head, and then used the mysterious penetration divine ability to try and break the shell on the surface. Luo Dongchuan said in shock, Soul body? Then it's best not to open it. I heard that someone came out with a soul body, but in the end they were killed. I want to keep it for research. Qin Yun said with smile. I am very interested in this thing, can you sell it to me? I'll give it to you. Luo Dongchuan said with smile. Qin Yun shook his head with a smile and said, City Lord Luo, you are indeed forthright. But let me tell you, although I don't know what this thing is, it is definitely a good thing. I can't take it from you for free. Luo Weizhuang said with smile. Brother Qin, Brother Chuan's axe is broken, and you are from the Inscription Profound sect, help him repair it. Uncle Qin, my axe was only refined by the Luo family's Inscription Grandmaster. My Luo family's 2 Inscription Profound sects don't have the time to refine this kind of broken thing. If you have time, can you help me repair it? This way, I don't have to go around collecting materials to refine it. Luo Dongchuan said with some embarrassment, because he knew that the time of the Inscription Profound sect is very precious, and they rarely pay attention to this kind of low-end thing. City Lord Luo, to be honest, although I can carve level 12 totem runes with finesse, in terms of forging and refining, compared to those old Inscription Profound sects, there is still a huge gap. Qin Yun spoke and took out a box. He took out a small pinch of light golden powder from the box, placed it in another box and handed it to Luo Dongchuan. Luo Dongchuan took it and looked at it, then asked, Uncle Qin, what is this? Qin Yun said with a smile, This is divine iron powder. Take this divine iron powder and find the Luo family's Inscription Profound sect. They will definitely rush to help you repair this axe. Divine iron powder. Luo Dongchuan's eyes immediately widened. Luo Weizhuang is also extremely shocked. They all knew the preciousness of divine iron powder. Although it was very common in the Divine Desolate, it was something used to refine true divine weapons. After many sun god stones fell, divine iron also appeared one after another. However, they were all very rough. Furthermore, with the strength of the immortal Desolate Inscription Masters, It was impossible to refine this kind of high-quality divine iron powder. Where did this come from? Luo Dongchuan asked in shock. Altar, bestowed by the gods. Qin Yun smiled. All right, I'll contact the Luo family's inscription profound sect right now. Luo Dongchuan laughed heartily and said, Uncle, I will take my leave first. I need to quickly find them to repair my axe. Qin Yun stored the hexagonal disc. Ling Yuner told him that there is a soul body inside it. As for what kind of soul body it is, Ling Yuner doesn't know. Luo Weizhuang escorted Qin Yun back to Yalan Tavern and arranged people to protect him. When Qin Yun returned, he did not see Shimin Qinglian. Little Phoenix said that she left with Shimin Chongtian to meet the Shimin family's patriarch. Shueru still hasn't returned? Qin Yun asked. He is very anxious to plant the mysterious seed in Nangong Shueru's hand. Not yet. Little Phoenix saw Qin Yun return and hastily brought him some juice. Qin Yun took out the devil mirror and contacted Nangong Shueru. He found out that they are currently exchanging totem runes with the Xiao family under He Lin's arrangement. Nangong Shueru and Xiao Yuelan returned at dusk. The Xiao family's attitude changed so quickly. Xiao Yuelan lightly groaned and said, Isn't it because Xiao Yun is from Inscription Mysterious Sect? And there is also that damned old woman Gao. She was so arrogant and smug in front of us before, but now she has to look at our faces. Each and every one of them has become a coward. Yuelan, isn't this a good thing? Qin Yun said with smile. He immediately poured a cup of tea for his cold and elegant beautiful wife. Nangong Shueru said with charming smile, Xiao Yun, you have truly concealed yourself deeply. You are actually from Inscription Mysterious Sect. Even I have misjudged you. Qin Yun spread his hands and said with smile, I am only good at carving runes, I am still lacking when it comes to forging materials. He took out a seed and handed it over to Nangong Shueru. This is the seed from Divine Desolate? It is so heavy. Nangong Shueru is somewhat amazed and carefully looked at the seed. Xiao Yuelan also moved closer, touched the seed and said in low voice, Is it edible? Yuelan, you can't eat it, don't act recklessly. Qin Yun hastily said, I will take it back and plant it. Nangong Shueru said with smile, I have agreed with Nangong family that I will be staying in Guanghan Palace for a period of time. It is best to use Sun Moon Divine Bowl there. Little Phoenix has an expression of reluctance, it mumbled in low voice. Sister Shueru, I don't want to leave you. Can I also go to Guanghan Palace with you? I heard that outsiders are not allowed to stay in Guanghan Palace for a long time. Little Phoenix, you are not an outsider. You are Sister Shueru's little sister. Xiao Yuelan said. Miss Gao said, she said that I am an outsider, a little girl. She also said that my aptitude is poor and I cannot pass Guanghan Palace's assessment to become a disciple. Little Phoenix said with some sadness. Miss Gao is just a fart, don't listen to her. Xiao Yuelan lightly groaned, then looked at Qin Yun. Xiao Yun, Little Phoenix calls you brother Xiao Yun, don't tell me you don't want to help her enter Guanghan Palace? Nangong Shueru and Xiao Yuelan both know that Qin Yun and Xian Rujing have a very good relationship. So long as Xian Rujing says something, Little Phoenix can enter Guanghan Palace without any problem. Qin Yun said with smile. You want me to contact Rujing? That's easy. Oh, that's right, why didn't you tell Rujing? Isn't your relationship with her very good? To become a disciple of Guanghan Palace, you have to go through several rounds of assessment. First round is Palace Master Bing Xing's assessment, second round is Palace Master Yu Yu's assessment and third round is Sister Yang's interview. Nangong Shueru said. Sister Rujing is rather old-fashioned, she always follows the same procedure when we recommend disciples to Guanghan Palace. If you ask her for help, maybe Little Phoenix will be able to pass? Little Phoenix's strength is very good, she should be able to pass the assessment, right? Qin Yun asked. Not now but in a few years, it shouldn't be a problem. Little Phoenix's cultivation breakthrough is too fast, her foundation is somewhat unstable. But her aptitude is very good. After a few years of foundation building, she will surely be able to pass the assessment. Qin Yun also knows that the requirements to enter Guang Han Palace are very strict. An outsider like Little Phoenix can only enter for a few days before coming out. He took out the devil mirror and contacted Xian Rujing. How about this? I will let Shuyue go find you. Guang Han Palace is hers, she has the final say in everything and nobody is dissatisfied with her. She has been acting strangely recently, but I heard that she is on the way to Luo Tian City. I don't know what she is up to. Is she looking for me? Qin Yun's heart stirred as he asked. Chapter 1364. The person who obtained the arrow. When Qin Yun learned that Yang Shiryu was coming, he was looking forward to meeting her. He wanted to see her attitude towards him. Xian Rujing has been waiting for the sun-suppressing divine arrow, but since there is no progress, she decided to leave. Not only her, many people are also leaving because it is not easy to obtain the sun-suppressing divine arrow. After Qin Yun contacted Xian Rujing, he said to Nangong Shuiru, "Shuiru, you can rest assured and bring Little Phoenix to Guang Han Palace. Even if Little Phoenix can't become a disciple of Guang Han Palace, she can stay there for a long time. As long as I can follow Sister Shuiru, it doesn't matter even if I can't become a disciple of Guang Han Palace." Little Phoenix is very happy, she sweetly smiled and said, "Thank you, Brother Xiao Yun. Xian Rujing can't directly let Little Phoenix become a disciple of Guang Han Palace, but letting Little Phoenix stay in Guang Han Palace is not a problem. Then I will go back now. Sister Yalan will also go back. We won't disturb you two anymore." Nangong Shuiru looked at Xiao Yuelan and said with smile, "Sister Shuiru, what are you talking about?" Xiao Yuelan's ice-cold jade-like face became tender and rosy. Nangong Shuiru sweetly smiled and said to Qin Yun, "Xiao Yun, if you want to eat the divine fruit, remember to eat the senseless immortal pill first." Qin Yun nodded. Nangong Shuiru bid farewell to Little Phoenix and left the small building. Inside the small building, Qin Yun pulled Xiao Yuelan's lily-white hand and said with smile, "Yuelan, that girl Qing Lian seems to worship you very much. She wants to pursue you. Did she succeed? That little girl has no sincerity at all. I asked her for runes but she refused." Xiao Yuelan lightly groaned, then gently caressed Qin Yun's handsome face and said in soft voice, "Xiao Yun, were you tortured by those 3 Xian immortals?" Qin Yun laughed. "Of course not." Xiao Yuelan looked at Qin Yun with deep feeling in her eyes and said with slight anger, "You are lying. They must have tortured you." "I am not lying to you." Qin Yun also did not want Xiao Yuelan to feel heartache, because when she was young, she personally saw Qin Yun being tortured to save her. "Although I have lost a portion of my memories, I know that you are lying to me with that look in your eyes." Xiao Yuelan lightly stamped her feet and turned around. "Yuelan, I'm fine now." Qin Yun hugged her from behind and kissed her absolutely beautiful face. Xiao Yuelan tightly clenched her fists and said coldly, "Those bastards from the Devil Immortal Heavenly Sect, I will never let them off." Qin Yun could sense that Xiao Yuelan was very concerned about him. He felt very touched and warm in his heart. He gently hugged Xiao Yuelan and then sat on a chair, letting this ice-cold and domineering beauty sit on his lap. Like a delicate little woman, she nestled in his embrace. "Xiao Yun, I really want to recover my memory." Xiao Yuelan listened to Qin Yun's heartbeat and muttered, "When I think about forgetting everything that happened with you, my heart feels very uncomfortable. I clearly love you very much. How could I forget about you? I'm so useless." "Xiao Yun, when you saw me forget about you, did you feel very sad?" Qin Yun gently caressed Xiao Yuelan's beautiful hair and said with a smile, "Yuelan, as long as you still love me, it's enough." Xiao Yuelan said firmly, I must quickly cultivate a sacred spirit. This kind of thing can't be forced. Don't go berserk because you're too anxious. Qin Yun said somewhat worriedly. Don't worry, Sister Lingxue has innate sacred spirit body. If I cultivate with her, I'll be able to cultivate sacred spirit very quickly. Xiao Yuelon chuckled and said, Xiao Yun, when I come back from the immortal Xian desert with you, I'll immediately go into seclusion and cultivate with Sister Lingxue. Qin Yun nodded. He can feel that this usually cold iceberg beauty has become tender and fragrant in his embrace. Especially that faint orchid fragrance, it is very intoxicating. Xiao Yun, quickly go eat the divine fruit. You have to break through quickly. Xiao Yuelon suddenly said. You've become stronger, I'll be more at ease. Alright, I will go into seclusion now. Qin Yun finished speaking and then said, Yuelon, how about you cultivate with me? I also want to but I'm worried that I'll break through. I want to enter the immortal Xian desert with you. Xiao Yuelon caressed Qin Yun's cheek and said with smile, Xiao Yun, we will have the opportunity to cultivate together in the future. Qin Yun kissed Xiao Yuelon's red lips and said with smile, I will go eat the divine fruit and cultivate now. Xiang Yalan has a snow-white ship that is more than 10 meters long. Inside a small hall in the ship, Little Phoenix and Nangong Shueru are sitting at a round table and eating fruits. Xiang Yalan is supporting her jade-like fragrant cheek, her elegant goose-egg-like jade face is filled with indolence. Her watery beautiful eyes are flickering with blurred autumn ripples. Although she is looking at Nangong Shueru and Little Phoenix, she seems to be thinking about something. Shueru, what is the relationship between Yuelon and Uncle Qin? Xiang Yalan asked in soft voice. Husband and wife. They have known each other for a long time. Nangong Shueru said with smile. Ah, they are husband and wife. What about you? I heard that you and Uncle Qin are very close. When he arrived at the Yalan Tavern, he went to find you first. Xiang Yalan said with light smile. Shueru, don't tell me that you are also Uncle Qin's woman? Nangong Shueru's plump and moist face suddenly became captivating red. She said in low voice, Sister Yalan, what nonsense are you talking about? Xiang Yalan saw that Nangong Shueru's reaction is so big and smiled. Nangong Shueru wrinkled her nose and rolled her eyes. She lightly groaned and said, Sister Yalan, don't let your imagination run wild. Xiao Yun is just a friend of mine. Moreover, there are many women in the Guanghan Palace who know him. For example, Yi Ruling, Wulan and even Sister Rujing. All of them have very good relationship with him. That's because you are all head over heels in love with him. Xiao Yun must have used some secret technique to bewitch you and make you unable to free yourselves. Xiang Yalan said with ridiculing smile. She very flirtatiously combed her beautiful hair and said with smile, And I will not be bewitched by him. Nangong Shueru curled her lips and said, Sister Yalan, Xiao Yun is not a bad man, of course he won't go to Guanghan Palace. Besides, if you were in contact with him, you would also treat him very well. I won't. Xiang Yalan wrinkled her nose and muttered. Why does Big Sister Yang want to go to Luo Tian City? What important matter does she have that she can't let you handle? Nangong Shueru curiously said. I heard that Big Sister Rujing also wants to go to Luo Tian City. It should be something very important, but she didn't tell me about it. I think it must be about the alliance with Shiman family. Xiang Yalan thought for a bit and said again, Could it be that she is going to find your Xiao Yun? Why is she looking for Xiao Yun? Nangong Shueru said in low voice. Your Xiao Yun stole the hearts of many beauties from Guanghan Palace. Big Sister Yang found out, so she came forward to teach him a lesson. Xiang Yalan said with mischievous smile. Nangong Shueru looked at Xiang Yalan with hidden bitterness and said, Sister Yalan, Xiao Yun is from Inscription Profound Sect, and you are a venerable master, don't you think he is very awesome? You seem to be very dissatisfied with Xiao Yun, why is that? I don't like him very much. Xiang Yalan curled her lips and said, "He acted so recklessly in my Yalan tavern, he didn't even give me any face." Little Phoenix said in soft voice, "Sister Yalan, Brother Xiao Yun is very good to you. He didn't want you to go to Purple Ice Sacred City, so he defeated a venerable master of Purple Ice Sacred City." Nangong Shuiru nodded and said, "Indeed. Sister Yalan, you still haven't thanked Xiao Yun, yet you are still speaking ill of him." "I already thanked him. I allowed him to stay in Yalan Tavern for free. He is the only man who can receive such preferential treatment," Xiang Yalan said with hidden bitterness. "You still haven't thanked him in person," Nangong Shuiru said with smile. "Sister Yalan, don't you also know Xiao Yun? Didn't something happen between the two of you? So you don't dare to go find him because you are afraid that Yuelon will find out? Don't talk nonsense," Xiang Yalan scolded with smile. "Shuiru, don't talk nonsense to Yuelon." Nangong Shuiru and Little Phoenix are both women, they sensed something. In the chamber, Qin Yun ate the senseless immortal pill before eating the snow-white jade-like peach. Before eating, he took a picture of the peach and sent it to the little black donkey. "Shuiru is truly awesome. After eating her senseless immortal pill, I don't feel any discomfort anymore," Qin Yun said with mischievous smile. He bit the peach bit by bit. Although it doesn't have any taste, it is many times better than eating golden grape. Without any discomfort, Qin Yun can now focus on refining the impurities in his body and not have diarrhea. "Xiao Yun, people must have eaten the divine fruit one after another. Why is no one talking about it in the Devil Mirror?" Ling Yuner asked curiously. "Probably because they don't dare to talk nonsense. Those who ate the divine fruit must be worried that they would be captured and eaten by some evil people. There must be many people who eat people in the Immortal Desolate. Those bastards from Devil Immortal Heavenly Gate are one of them," Qin Yun said. After eating the divine fruit, Qin Yun gradually sensed energy rushing towards him. He immediately entered a state of cultivation. After cultivating for 5 days, the small flame hammer revolving around the nether sun has gradually taken shape. It has become bigger and more similar to the 9 Sun Divine Hammer, but it is still not complete. And now he is already 6th level Upper Immortal Realm. I will be able to attack 7th level Upper Immortal Realm very soon, Qin Yun said in his heart. His devil mirror is also shaking non-stop. Luckily he did not feel any discomfort after eating the divine fruit, so he can communicate with the outside world. The person who contacted him is Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor. "Xiao Ding, is there something urgent?" Qin Yun asked. "Lord Master, it's a big matter. Another sun-suppressing divine arrow has been pulled out. Do you know who pulled it out? It's your old man Qin Long." Devil Mirror Immortal Emperor shouted in shock. "Master, how can your father be so awesome? Why didn't you tell me earlier? Otherwise, I would have treated him like my own father back then." Qin Yun is also endlessly shocked. He never expected that his own father would be able to take away a sun-suppressing divine arrow, and now Qin Long is also contacting him. Chapter 1365. Time of Nirvana. "Dad, how are you now? Is it safe?" Qin Yun quickly asked. He is very worried about his father. Previously, after Sect Master Wei Zhongjing obtained the sun-suppressing divine arrow, he was chased by a large group of experts. "I'm safe now. I'm going to a place next. It might take a while before I can come back. If you can't contact me, don't worry," Qin Long said. "Alright, take care." Qin Yun also knows that his father has a mysterious matter to do. "Take care." With that, Qin Long cut off the connection. Qin Yun looked at the news on the magic mirror. Indeed, news of the sun-suppressing divine arrow being snatched was spreading like wildfire. Many people were very puzzled because the people who obtained the sun-suppressing divine arrow consecutively were not those immortal emperors or great emperors. They were all nameless people. This made people doubt the strength of these immortal emperors. Dad was able to take away the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Could it be that he possesses the sun's core? Qin Yun was also very curious about this matter. Xiao Yun, continue cultivating. Only with formidable strength can we deal with all kinds of incidents in the future. Ling Yuner said. After Qin Yun ate the divine fruit, there is still a lot of energy that he has not refined. Now, he continues to cultivate. He wants to make himself stronger as soon as possible. The sun altar within the mysterious immortal desert was his target. He wanted to attack that sun altar and obtain the core fragment within. There were so many sun altars, but the sun altar in the mysterious immortal desert was the easiest to obtain. In the immortal mystic desert, Qin Yun had a powerful helper like old Fox Huang. Even if he faced a mystic immortal like Qiao Tianxiu, he would still be able to put up a fight. Great Desert Holy City has also recruited many experts in the past few days. They are all 9th-layer upper immortals because their mission is to find those inscription beasts in mysterious immortal desert. Now, it is not only the holy cities that want to capture the inscription beasts. Shimen and Qin family, these reclusive inscription families, are also organizing their people to go to the dangerous Holy Land or Divine Mountain to search for the inscription beasts. Qin Yun only knows that inscription beasts have very mysterious runes. These runes are formed by natural combination. He had obtained a set of runes, but he had yet to completely refine it. Therefore, he did not know the specific power of the runes. Little cloud, this is the end of an era. Soon, Jihuang would enter the nirvana stage. But this is also a good era, otherwise you wouldn't have been able to break through so quickly. Ling Yuner said. Therefore, you must seize this opportunity to become stronger before entering the nirvana stage. Only then will you be able to explore the 9 desolates during nirvana. Qin Yun also knew that before the world extermination, the sun's power brought great benefits to the immortal desolates' living beings. He was able to break through so quickly because he had eaten so many divine fruit. Yuner, what do you mean by nirvana? Qin Yun asked. According to the ancient records, when the 9 wastelands is reborn from the flames, it is also when the great calamity descends. This is the time of nirvana. Most living beings will wander the starry sky in search of a new home. Ling Yuner said, because nirvana takes a long time, most of the creatures that leave will not come back. Qin Yun said with a frown, are you saying that there will be a phenomenon in the 9 desolates during nirvana? I don't know. There are no relevant records regarding the 9 desolates during nirvana. Therefore, I think that during nirvana, something mysterious must have happened. Ling Yuner said, if my guess is not wrong, it must be related to the rebirth of the 9 suns. Qin Yun heard before that in order to survive the great calamity, one must have very formidable power. Only then can one move freely within the great calamity. The divine fruit's energy is very strong and sufficient. Just as Elder Wu said, it can allow Qin Yun to break through 2 small realms. Now, Qin Yun is paying attention to the surroundings of the nether sun. Apart from the flame hammer and heavenly lion, something is gradually condensing. It is the form of his heavenly Tao arrogant force. As the nether sun absorbed more and more energy, the immortal power also continuously increased. The heavenly Tao arrogant force gradually condensed into a very small dragon. Dragon? The form of heavenly Tao arrogant force? Qin Yun is somewhat surprised. It should be a dragon. Moreover, it is a heavenly dragon, it should be different from other dragons. Ling Yuner said with smile. Qin Yun nodded and said, Yuelon has her own heavenly Tao arrogant force. It seems like she has found her own cultivation path. After cultivating the embryonic form of a small dragon, Qin Yun also sensed the power of the heavenly Tao arrogant force. He suddenly discovered that when releasing immortal power, he can simultaneously fuse ferocious, wild fire and arrogant auras into one. This way, he can become even more formidable. 7th level upper immortal realm. Qin Yun somewhat excitedly said, 2 more levels, I will be a 9th level upper immortal. Now it is up to Mo. Qin Yun let Mo use the divine liquid to feed the sacred infant fruit. After the sacred infant fruit absorbs the divine liquid, it can recover its energy and then release the sacred infant fruit's power for Qin Yun to absorb. It is not easy to obtain new divine fruits, so Qin Yun can only rely on the sacred infant fruit's power to rush to 9th level upper immortal realm in one go. Qin Yun has been in seclusion for more than 10 days. After coming out, he did not see Xiao Yuelon in the hall. Yuelon, where are you? Qin Yun took out the devil mirror and contacted Xiao Yuelon. Immortal Xian Desert. Xiao Yuelon said, Guang Han Palace sent me a mission, they want me to immediately rush to Immortal Xian Desert. I was with old Luo and the others. Originally we wanted to wait for you, but because the matter is too urgent, we set off ahead of time. How many people did you send? Qin Yun promptly asked. He has been in seclusion for more than 10 days and so many things have happened. This is how it is now, all kinds of major events are happening. 209th level upper immortals. Our Guang Han Palace, Luo family, Shiman family, Xianyuan family and some other small sects. Xiao Yuelon said. This caused Qin Yun to be very shocked. Dispatching so many powerful 9th level upper immortals means that something big has happened. What happened? Qin Yun asked. Great Desert Sacred City was attacked by Inscription Beast. That Inscription Beast is very strong. It destroyed Great Desert Sacred City's barrier and single-handedly injured a large number of Great Desert Sacred City's 9th stage, exalted immortals. Moreover, the Xian immortals inside the Sun Altar don't dare to come out because they will be injured the moment they come out, Xiao Yuelon said. Later, the Sun Altar attacked and injured that Inscription Beast. You want to enter Immortal Xian Desert to capture that Inscription Beast. Qin Yun involuntarily shouted, This is very dangerous. No. Although that Inscription Beast is injured, we don't have the strength to capture it. After that Inscription Beast was injured by the Sun Altar, the experts of Great Desert Sacred City chased it all the way across Immortal Xian River. Finally, they chased it to the depths of the desert and discovered a city there. Xiao Yuelon said, There are many powerful creatures in the city. I don't know if they are humans or Inscription Beasts. Qin Yun is secretly apprehensive. Inscription Beast actually ran into a city. Moreover, that city was not discovered by anyone before. Xiao Yuelon said again, We will now go to that city and see what's going on. We have so many 9th stage heavenly immortals going together, it will be much safer. I understand. I will rush over to find you as soon as possible. Qin Yun also wants to see that mysterious city. Through the devil mirror, he looked at the news circulating above and also saw the appearance of the city. It looks very strange, the walls are made of yellow sand, moreover, they are very tall and very thick, there is also a natural barrier. The sky above the city is shrouded by floating yellow sand. At night, the city will emit intense golden light, making people feel that there are many treasures inside the city. Great Desert Sacred City's people first went to the Yellow Sand City, followed by Purple Ice Sacred City's people. Later on, a conflict occurred and they fought there. Old Fox, did you hear about the matter of Yellow Sand City? Qin Yun promptly contacted Old Fox Huang. Old Fox Huang has already captured the horse monkey in Immortal Xian Desert. He promptly replied to Qin Yun, Xiao Qin, I originally wanted to go out to find you, but because of Yellow Sand City, I immediately crossed Immortal Xian River and went to the depths of the desert. How much do you know about Yellow Sand City? Qin Yun asked. I am in the vicinity of Yellow Sand City. Old Fox Huang said, According to the Devil Mirror, there is a very strong inscription beast inside Yellow Sand City. It was injured by the Sun Altar and is hiding inside to heal. It was directly hit by the sun altar and still managed to run so far. If it really is an inscription beast, then it is definitely the strongest inscription beast in Immortal Xian Desert. Qin Yun carefully looked at the Devil Mirror's content before. There is no image of the inscription beast. Reportedly, the inscription beast sneak attacked Great Desert Sacred City at night. Its concealment ability is very strong, and its explosive power is also very dreadful. Shao Qin, I want to see if I can contact that inscription beast. Old Fox Huang said. What I am puzzled about is that there is no aura of the inscription beast in the vicinity. Qin Yun said. That inscription beast's concealment ability is very strong. It is very normal that you can't sense its aura. Old Fox Huang said in low voice. I suspect that it is not an ordinary inscription beast. If it is really strong, it is very likely to be a sun rune beast or even a totem rune beast. I will go meet up with you as soon as possible. Qin Yun also wants to see the true appearance of the inscription beast. Inside the hall, he is earnestly looking at the Devil Mirror, understanding all kinds of news from the past few days. Suddenly, the door was opened. Qin Yun looked over and immediately became startled. The one who opened the door is a tall and beautiful woman. When she walked in, a gentle breeze blew outside the door. Her simple and elegant snow-white dress fluttered in the wind, along with her beautiful waist-length black hair fluttering in the wind. She brought along a burst of fragrance as she walked in front of Qin Yun. Yang Shiyu has arrived. Qin Yun looked at the intelligent and elegant jade face. He cannot help but recall the help he received from teacher Yang back then. He recalled everything that happened between him and Yang Shiyu. The elegant and refined peerless beauty has a warm and sweet smile on her face. Her beautiful eyes that are as gentle as water are looking at Qin Yun. Hello. Qin Yun promptly got up and said, Shuiru and Yuelan are not here. I know they are not here. Seeing how nervous Qin Yun is, Yang Shiyu smiled sweetly. Chapter 1366 1366 Chapter 1366 Yang Di Uncle, of course I'm here to look for you. You are now a very famous inscription profound sect. When Yang Shiyu called him uncle, she could not help but giggle. Qin Yun looked at the beautiful woman with a smile that was like a flower in front of him. He could feel a wonderful gentleness. I'm not an uncle, I'm younger than you. Qin Yun scratched his head and said with a grin, Big Sister Yang, you might not remember me but that's how I used to call you. Shao Yun, what are you nervous about? It's been so long since I've seen Big Sister Yang. Don't tell me you're a stranger? Yang Shiyu extended her warm lily-white hand and pinched Qin Yun's handsome face. She giggled and said, You little fellow, you're already in the inscription profound sect. And you've even become a famous uncle. Qin Yun was stunned as he looked at Yang Shiyu in disbelief. He suddenly realized that Yang Shiyu did not seem to have forgotten about him. Big Sister Yang, don't tell me you didn't lose that part of your memories? Qin Yun said with wild joy. Sit down. Yang Shiyu pressed down on Qin Yun's shoulders and made him sit down. She said with a gentle smile, I originally lost that part of my memories. Rujing mentioned you a few times in front of me but I couldn't remember. Later on, I also realized that there was a problem with my memories. Then how did you recover your memories? Qin Yun asked hurriedly. I cultivated a saint spirit. I originally had the Nether Moon Martial Spirit inheritance. That Nether Sun Martial Spirit was originally very strong. After I cultivated a saint spirit, I recovered that part of my memories. Yang Shiyu faintly sighed. Seriously, I actually forgot about you. I shouldn't have forgotten that part of my memories about you. Big Sister Yang, it's good that you can recover your memories, Qin Yun said with a smile. His heart is blooming with joy. Finally, there is someone who has not forgotten about him. Shao Yun, don't worry. As long as Yuelan and the others cultivate a saint spirit, they will immediately think of you. Yang Shiyu caressed Qin Yun's cheek and said with a smile, "Even if Yuelon and the others lose that part of their memories, as long as they see you, they will feel a sense of familiarity towards you." Qin Yun asked, "Did they tell you that?" And I looked for Shuiru, Ruoling, and the others, and they all told me this. I'm guessing that little Meilian will be able to recover her memories very soon. She should be the first to discover that she has lost her memories. Yang Shiryu also sat down. Her beautiful eyes flickered with tenderness as she looked at Qin Yun. "I heard Big Sister Yang came here for an important matter, is that right?" "Rujing is also coming," Qin Yun said. "The most important thing is the heavenly altar. That's related to your previous life, immortal King Fu Yun." Yang Shiryu sighed softly. "Xiao Yun, the situation in your previous life and this life are very similar, and it's getting more and more complicated. Now, even I don't know what you encountered in your past life." Qin Yun frowned and said, "Sister Yang, Sister Kiru also encountered an accident." Then, he told Yang Shiryu about Xiekiru. After hearing this, Yang Shiryu fell into deep thought. Only Sister Kiru knows about her situation. We don't have to worry about her. Yang Shiryu smiled. Sister Kiru has always been very strong. Qin Yun nodded and said with smile, "She has turned into a little girl, she is very cute. I often pinched her face, she also often pinched me when I was a child." After Yang Shiryu heard this, she pursed her lips and smiled. "You, all day long you want to pinch other people's faces. Is that heavenly Tao altar related to my previous life? I just obtained the Fu Yun Heavenly Seal's seal spirit from there." Qin Yun said, "I also went because of this matter. When I saw Tian Dao Zi, he said that you took the seal spirit away, only then did I feel relieved." Yang Shiryu laughed. "Xiao Yun, your previous life should have paved a path for you, this way I can feel a lot more at ease." "Sister Yang, what cultivation level are you now?" Qin Yun asked curiously. "I am now an immortal king." Yang Shiryu walked over to Qin Yun's side, held his hand and probed the situation inside his body. Qin Yun said with smile, "Teacher Yang, you haven't taught me cultivation methods for a long time. Although I can cultivate myself, I still like you to teach me cultivation method." After Yang Shiryu probed the situation inside Qin Yun's body, after feeling shocked, she said with annoyed smile, "Xiao Yun, you are from Inscription Profound sect. Also, you have cultivated Immortal Devil Sacred Body. This is Sister Kiru's cultivation method." Qin Yun talked about his experience in Immortal Desolate. Yang Shiryu was shaken to the core. She doesn't know much about Ancient Desolate, she mainly heard from Xiao Yueme. That damned girl Yueme, she actually forgot about this big brother. Qin Yun also learned that Xiao Yueme has returned to Guanghan Palace. "Xiao Yun, Netherworld Great Emperor was your previous life's foster father. I actually didn't know about this," Yang Shiryu said with deep emotion. "Some time ago, the news he posted on the Devil Mirror caused quite a stir." Qin Yun said with mischievous smile, "That was all posted by me." "Oh, that's right, Sister Yang. Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror was my previous life's disciple. He cheated me before and I counterattacked." Yang Shiryu is very surprised because she doesn't know about Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror. She said with great interest, "Quickly tell me about this matter. You actually successfully impersonated your foster father, you scared those two great emperors." Qin Yun told Yang Shiryu about the secret competition between him and Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror. Yang Shiryu is very astonished after hearing this, because she doesn't know that Qin Yun's previous life actually started setting up the Devil Mirror very early on, it's just that he didn't finish it. "Sister Yang, here you go." Qin Yun took out a white devil mirror and said with smile, "I refined this." "Thank you Xiao Yun, you are really awesome." Yang Shiryu smiled sweetly, put away the devil mirror and said again, "If you have time, refine some more, I want to give them to Guanghan Palace's disciples." "No problem." Qin Yun laughed, then his expression suddenly became solemn and asked, Sister Yang, you should have heard about the matter in Immortal Xian Great Desert, right? I heard. Our Guang Han Palace also sent people to investigate. Yang Shiryu nodded and said, Xiao Yun, do you want to go in? Qin Yun nodded and said, I'm preparing to go immediately. Then be careful on the road. Yang Shiryu also knows that Qin Yun's strength is not weak, so she is not very worried. She sighed and said, When you return from the Immortal Xian Great Desert, we'll talk. I also have urgent matters to attend to right now. I need to rush to the sun-suppressing divine arrow. Is Rujing not coming over? Qin Yun asked. She was going to come over, but when she found out that the sun-suppressing divine arrow was taken away, she rushed back. Yang Shiryu smiled. She must be very depressed. At this time, Qin Yun took out the mysterious soul body he obtained from Luo Dongchuan and placed it on the table. What is this? When Yang Shiryu saw it, she felt that it is not simple. I got it from a divine mountain. There is a very strong soul body inside and the surface layer is very sturdy, it can't be broken. Qin Yun said. Yang Shiryu walked over and caressed it with her lily-white hands. Suddenly, a faint moonlight flowed out from between her eyebrows and entered the hexagonal jade plate. Yang Shiryu suddenly shouted and almost fell down. Qin Yun hurriedly walked over and supported Yang Shiryu's delicate and soft body. Big Sister Yang, are you all right? Qin Yun asked anxiously. I'm fine. My soul suffered a counterattack. Yang Shiryu quickly recovered and said with a happy smile, Xiao Yun, you definitely won't be able to guess what's inside. Qin Yun was very surprised. Yang Shiryu must have seen through what it was. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so happy. Yang Shiryu said with a smile. If I'm not wrong, it should be the Yang Emperor inscription spirit that you were looking for in your previous life. Qin Yun was startled. He had obtained the Yang Emperor inscription spirit just like that. Yang Shiryu looked at the dazed Qin Yun and said, Xiao Yun, how did you get this thing? The excited Qin Yun quickly told Yang Shiryu about the deal with Luo Dongchuan. Although there is the Yang Emperor inscription spirit inside, but this outer shell is very hard, it's very difficult to open. Yang Shiryu said with a frown. Even if you open it, I'm worried that you won't be able to control it or cause a huge commotion. This is a very strong inscription spirit. In the Immortal Desolate, there are many hidden experts who have tools to detect inscription spirits. If I open it, it will attract a lot of people to fight over it? Qin Yun is also very surprised. Yes. But don't worry, when you have the ability to break it open, just find a place to hide. It's best if you can isolate the space so that the inscription spirit doesn't lose control and run away. Yang Shiryu said. Qin Yun put away the Yang Emperor inscription spirit and calmed the excitement in his heart. At this time, Yang Shiryu picked up the magic mirror and said, Rujing is urging me. I'll ask Immortal Emperor Devil Mirror to help you. Qin Yun said with a smile. He's my disciple, he listens to everything I say now. When I need help, I'll contact you. Yang Shiryu smiled sweetly. Qin Yun and Yang Shiryu both had urgent matters to attend to. However, this short meeting was enough for them. The two of them left the city together. Qin Yun watched Yang Shiryu fly away. Just as he was about to hurry on his way, he suddenly saw a billowing smoke and dust in the distance, like a dragon running wildly on the ground. Not long after, he saw a thin black-clothed man riding a large white pig running out of the smoke and dust. The person who came is Shimen Dazhuang and his divine pet Pippi Pig. Dazhuang. Qin Yun is very surprised. Uncle, I'm finally out, I thank your entire family. When Shimen Dazhuang saw Qin Yun, tears immediately flowed down his face. He cried and shouted, From now on, you are my dear uncle. Qin Yun is very surprised. In such a short period of time, Shimen Dazhuang actually comprehended his own Tao. Dezhuang, I'm about to head to the immortal Xian Desert, Qin Yun said with a smile. I've already heard about the matter of the immortal Xian Desert. Uncle, you still haven't moved. You must be waiting for us, right? You really are my dear uncle. Shiman Dezhuang is very touched and said, Uncle, Pippi Pig can carry 2 people, let's ride it together. No need, flying is faster. Qin Yun said with a dry laugh. Riding a pig is cool and domineering. Shiman Dezhuang is already riding on Pippi Pig's back. Chapter 1367. Invincible Heaven. Qin Yun flew in the sky. Pippi carried Shiman Dezhuang and flew behind Qin Yun. Pippi Pig, do you know what is going on with the inscription beasts inside Yellow Sand City? Qin Yun asked. I contacted old Fox Huang before, he doesn't know anything about the inscription beasts inside. Shiman Dezhuang laughed and said, Uncle, don't look at Pippi Pig's present strength as inferior to old Fox Huang, but he is much more respectable than old Fox Huang. He definitely knows more than old Fox Huang. Pippi Pig smiled wretchedly and said, Of course. The old fox is only formed from ordinary runes and I am a star and moon inscription beast. My potential is much greater than old Fox Huang's. Star moon inscription beast? It's a combination of star runes and moon runes? Qin Yun couldn't believe it as he looked at Pippi Pig's flapping ears. Yes, Pippi Pig said smugly. I am still in infancy, furthermore I can grow and evolve runes by myself. Pippi Pig, other than farting, do you have any other powerful abilities? Qin Yun asked. I'm very fast. Pippi Pig proudly raised its fat pig head and said with a smile, I can still drill into the ground. My drilling speed is very fast. Alright. Qin Yun smiled. Although Pippi Pig was an exotic beast, it was not weak. Especially that stinky pig fart, it was the most terrifying. Shiman Dezhuang took out a talisman and handed it to Qin Yun. After Qin Yun took it, he asked, What talisman is this? Evading odor immortal talisman, I refined it. As long as you carry this talisman on you, you won't be injured by Pippi's smelly fart. Shiman Dezhuang chuckled and said, Uncle, do you want to try? I'll let Pippi Pig fart at you right now. No need, no need. Qin Yun immediately refused. Even if he could really avoid the stench, it would still feel weird. Nick-skinned Pig said with a smile, Uncle Qin, you're really impressive. Because of your guidance, Dezhuang and I both comprehended our own Tao. You are much more powerful than that Tian Daozi. That old fellow doesn't know anything. He only knows how to talk about profound things all day long to show off. What kind of heavenly Tao have you figured out? Asked Qin Yun curiously. It's a secret. Shiman Dezhuang rubbed his pig head and chuckled. Qin Yun rolled his eyes at him and increased his flying speed. He wants to quickly reach Yellow Sand City in the immortal Xian Desert. When Pippi Pig saw Qin Yun increase his speed, he hurriedly chased after him. His speed was indeed very fast. Even with Shiman Dezhuang on his back, he could still fly quickly in the air. Now, he even deliberately ran in front of Qin Yun. Qin Yun immediately flew higher because he was worried that Pippi Pig would fart at any time. After Pippi Pig saw Qin Yun's worry, he chuckled with Shiman Dezhuang. These two guys are getting along better and better. Qin Yun shook his head and smiled. Pippi Pig flew to Qin Yun's side and said, Uncle, now everyone thinks that there are many inscription beasts gathered in Yellow Sand City and many treasures. Actually, that is not the case. Yellow Sand City was shrouded in yellow sand, and the city walls were also made of yellow sand. At night, they would occasionally emit a golden light, as though treasures were glowing. What's the situation inside? Asked Qin Yun. That's not a city, it's a cocoon, Pippi Pig said in low voice. There is only one inscription beast inside. It is hiding inside its own cocoon to rest and heal. Maybe it can even evolve. Qin Yun's brows creased. He suddenly felt that Pippi Pig's words are very plausible. What kind of inscription beast is it? Is it very strong? Qin Yun asked. Of course it's very strong. If not for Sun Altar condensing divine power to attack, it would have already been flattened by that inscription beast. Pippi Pig very solemnly said, if that inscription beast successfully evolves or recovers from its injuries, then everyone near Yellow Sand City will die. After Qin Yun heard this, he hastily informed Xiao Yuelon, telling her to pay more attention. Previously, when Sun Altar appeared, there were many powerful inscription beasts in the vicinity. They wanted to attack Sun Altar, but later on, they all ran away and did not join hands to attack. It can be seen that the things inside Sun Altar are very important to those powerful inscription beasts. This made Qin Yun think of Yang Yang. Yang Yang can be considered a kind of inscription beast. Although she is a sun spirit, she has totem runes on her body. However, Yang Yang is now facing a crisis. In the future, she will fall into a deep slumber along with the sun falling into the Nine Desolate, just like Nine Sun Divine Hammer. The reason why the powerful inscription beasts in Immortal Xian Desert are so anxious to attack Sun Altar is most likely to be to obtain the Sun Core Fragment and avoid falling into a deep slumber. In other words, those inscription beasts that want to snatch the Sun Core Fragment are very likely divine beasts on the level of Ninth Heaven Xian Sparrow. Yang Yang fought with Blue Snake before. Although her cultivation is lower than Blue Snake's, they were evenly matched. It can be seen that Yang Yang's potential is very great. If she can reach Xian Immortal Beast level, she will be able to walk unhindered in Immortal Xian Desert. Pippi Pig, among you inscription beasts, are Sun Rune beasts the strongest? Qin Yun asked. Yes. Sun Rune beasts are generally divine beasts, there are not many of them. In short, I am not too sure. After all, some Sun Rune beasts are from last era and have only awakened now. Pippi Pig said, this is what my inherited memories told me. Qin Yun is certain that the one who attacked Great Desert Holy City was a Sun Rune beast. Only a Sun Rune beast has the power to sweep through the entire Holy City. A few days later, Qin Yun and company finally arrived at Immortal Xian Desert while flying along the Immortal Xian River. Immortal Xian Desert has two regions that are separated by a great river. Qin Yun and company are now on the other side, they are running on the desert towards Yellow Sand City. Uncle, you are now a 7th layer Ascendant Immortal, your cultivation speed is really fast. Shiman Dezhuang said with envy. Wait for Pippi Pig to bring me to many divine fruits, I will also be able to quickly break through. Haha, while running in the desert, Qin Yun's speed is far inferior to Pippi Pig's. Shiman Dezhuang is sitting on Pippi Pig's back. Along the way, he is very carefree and relaxed. Moreover, he is even wailing and howling with Pippi Pig, singing very unpleasant songs. Under the scorching sun, hot air is rising in the Immortal Xian Desert. Qin Yun used the soul-chasing talisman to determine Xiao Yuelon's location. After contacting Xiao Yuelon, he learned that Yellow Sand City is still very calm, nothing has run out. We should be able to reach the vicinity of Yellow Sand City tonight. Just as Qin Yun finished speaking, Pippi Pig, who is running in front, suddenly drilled into the desert with Shiman Dezhuang. Qin Yun thought that they are just playing around, so he did not pay much attention to them. However, he immediately sensed the aura of 9th layer Ascendant Immortals nearby. There are 2 9th layer Ascendant Immortals. Qin Yun is slightly alarmed and promptly concealed himself. Who is here? Don't hide. The person who spoke is a youth wearing blue armor. His voice is filled with cold arrogance. This person is none other than Lan Bufan. Beside Lan Bufan is a youth wearing black armor. He is none other than Jing Shuangzi. These are the people who defected to Great Desert Sacred City. Qin Yun also heard that these people helped with several live sacrifices. Therefore, even if others want to scold them, they will not scold Great Desert Sacred City. Lan family and Jing family both have immortal emperors. Lan Bufan and Jing Shuangzi are among the 10 great ascendant immortals. They are very famous and can represent the families behind them to ally with great desert sacred city. Jing Shuangzi is holding a compass in his hand. The compass is emitting a kind of zzz sound and flickering with spatial fluctuations. It is a very powerful probing tool. Qin Yun has already concealed his soul fluctuations. However, the probing immortal tool is releasing spatial fluctuations to probe the surrounding space. Over there. Jing Shuangzi pointed at the direction where Qin Yun is hiding and said with a loud laugh, "Just a 7th layer ascendant immortal. Another guy who is not afraid of death. This is a live sacrifice delivered to our doorstep." The first to rush over is Jing Shuangzi. Because he has a very powerful probing compass in his hand, he can find Qin Yun's location. Lan Bufan seems like he is too lazy to make a move. He is watching from the side with a smile. Qin Yun can run, but he did not, he is just standing there. Seeing Jing Shuangzi rushing over, his heart stirred and he promptly controlled the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet to fly out. Bang! The heaven and earth devil sealing goblet quickly covered Jing Shuangzi and then activated the barrier inside. After the barrier is activated, even if Jing Shuangzi wants to drill into the ground, he will have to break the barrier first. Jing Shuangzi is shouting and shouting inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and crazily attacked. Lan Bufan is very shocked to see the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet suddenly appear. He promptly took out a sword and rushed over. At this time, a gray gas suddenly shot over from a distance. Qin Yun is secretly startled. It is Pippi Pig's attack. Lan Bufan smelled the stench and immediately turned pale with fright. He is extremely afraid. He fainted because he was turned into a laughingstock by this kind of fart stench before. He did not expect that Pippi Pig would be here. That means Shimen Dezhuang is also here. Lan Bufan is worthy of being a 9th layer ascendant immortal. He promptly jumped to the side to avoid the incoming gray gas. What he didn't expect was that the gray gas would actually turn around and chase after him. Ah! Lan Bufan's face was hit directly, and he let out a kind of retching scream. Fortunately, the armor on his body released a protective shield, blocking that gray energy. However, Pippi Pig's smelly fart is very outstanding, it has very strong penetrating power. This time Lan Bufan did not suffer as much as last time, he did not immediately fall down. However, Qin Yun rushed over. His 9th heaven mysterious king saber hacked down diagonally on Lan Bufan's body. Boom! The 9th heaven mysterious king saber collided with Lan Bufan's armor and produced a loud explosion. Lan Bufan was also sent flying by the saber strike. Although his body's defense is very strong, he still received a very fierce shock. "Uncle, let me handle this." Pippi Pig suddenly appeared out of nowhere and sat on Lan Bufan's head. Boom! A deafening explosion sound spread out. Qin Yun shouted, "Fuck," in his heart. He suddenly sympathized with Lan Bufan in his heart. "This is my unparalleled heaven-shaking style." Pippi Pig laughed heartily. After he moved his butt, Lan Bufan started foaming at the mouth. His eyes rolled back. It is unknown whether he is alive or dead. Chapter 1368. Yellow Sand City. 1368. Although Lan Bufan is not dead, he is no different from dead now. Shimen Dezhuang came out from under the sand while chuckling. After running over, he took out his magic mirror and recorded Lan Bufan's miserable state. Jing Shuangzi is holding the red compass inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. His body is trembling because he saw Qin Yun. Didn't you die?" Jing Shuangzi's voice is trembling in fear as he involuntarily cried out. "Uncle, how can he die? Old Luo tricked you bunch of idiots." Shimen Dezhuang laughed loudly and ran to the side of the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. Pippi Pig also ran over. His butt is facing the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. He yelled at Qin Yun, "Uncle, take this thing away, let me kill him." This caused Jing Shuangzi to loudly shout in fear. "Don't come over, the compass in my hand is releasing very strong spatial fluctuation. People in the vicinity will arrive very soon, You will all die." Jing Shuangzi took out the magic mirror and yelled, "Master Qiao, quickly save me, I have been captured by Qin Yun." Qiao Tianxu's voice immediately came out of the magic mirror. "Jing Shuangzi, what are you talking about? Isn't Qin Yun dead?" "He is not dead," Jing Shuangzi yelled in panic. "Qiao Tianxu, you are very carefree inside the sun altar," Qin Yun said with smile. "Relax, I will kill my way to your place very soon." "Qin Yun, Jing Shuangzi is my great desert sacred city's person, if you touch him." Qiao Tianxu did not finish speaking. Under Qin Yun's control, the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet continuously shot out thunder and lightning. Jing Shuangzi's body is immediately covered with cuts and bruises. He screamed again and again. Even if he has armor, the thunder and lightning inside the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet can still penetrate him. Qin Yun promptly lifted up the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and took away the red compass. And Pippi Pig promptly shot out a gray energy towards Jing Shuangzi's body. Jing Shuangzi was sent flying by the fart. Shimen Dezhuang and Pippi Pig happily rushed over and continued to chase and attack. Qin Yun picked up the magic mirror from the ground. His voice is filled with killing intent as he said to Qiao Tianxu, "If you did not control the sun altar to destroy my pagoda, I would not even care about you. Now I'm back. Just you wait. Qin Yun, kill the Zheng and Lan family members. You're dead meat." Qiao Tianxu's furious voice rang out. Qin Yun said with a sneer, "Not many people from your great desert sacred city can return alive. This is the price you have to pay for destroying my star-traveling pagoda." With that said, Qin Yun crushed the fiend mirror. Then, he told Immortal Emperor Magic Mirror that he had killed Jing Shuangzi and Lan Bufan. He asked him to be careful and not let the news about this spread. Shimen Dezhuang and Pippi Pig were torturing the half-dead Jing Shuangzi and Lan Bufan, perhaps because they had been trapped in the heaven altar for too long. Back then, Shimen Dezhuang and Pippi Pig also hid inside star-traveling pagoda to avoid the star monkey's attack. But later on, the star-traveling pagoda was destroyed by the sun altar controlled by Qiao Tianxu. Hence, they held a huge grudge against the people within the sun altar. Now that they had a chance to take revenge, they naturally wouldn't let it go. These bastards! Didn't they boast that they had cultivated a saint body? Absolutely not. Shimen Dezhuang curled his lips and said, "He and Pippi Pig have already stripped off Jing Shuangzi and Lan Bufan's armor. Lan Bufan and Jing Shuangzi have not died yet, they are still conscious. Knowing that they were humiliated by Pippi Pig before dying, their hearts are filled with hatred, but they can do nothing about it. Pippi Pig, go trample on them. I will record it and then send it to the Devil Mirror. I will let the people of Immortal Desolate know the fate of those who oppose me." Shimen Dezhuang. Shimen Dezhuang said with smile. Lan Bufan and Jing Shuangzi, who are seriously injured, are now continuously shouting in low voice. To them, this is even more painful than death. "Quickly, someone is coming over!" Qin Yun suddenly yelled. Shimen Dezhuang took out a large saber and ran over, killed Lan Bufan and Jing Shuangzi, then jumped on Pippi Pig's back. Pippi Pig ran very fast, it drilled into the ground and disappeared. Qin Yun can only run over to collect the corpses. He did not devour Lan Bufan and Jing Shuangzi's power, mainly because he and Ling Yuner agreed that it is best not to devour Pippi Pig's fart. Many people came because it is an urgent request for help. After the people of Great Desert Sacred City arrived, they immediately learned that Jing Shuangzi and Lan Bufan's life pearls have shattered, meaning that they have been killed. Master Chiao, we are late. A young man wearing golden armor took out the devil mirror and contacted Xiao Tianxiu. That compass has fallen into Qin Yun's hands. Zheng Shuangzi is truly an idiot. He did not even know to protect the compass before dying. Xiao Tianxiu cursed in low voice. I will contact Zheng and Lan family and tell them the truth. The young man asked. Master Chiao, there are only 3 of those compass in total. Zheng Shuangzi lost one. How are we going to distribute it in the future? That is our sharp tool to investigate inscription beasts. We can only offer sacrifices and let the higher-ups teleport new ones from sacred desolate. Xiao Tianxiu said, You must find Qin Yun. This guy is actually still alive and his strength has increased by a lot. Xiao Yuelan also went to Yellow Sand City. Qin Yun will definitely go find her. The young man said with sneer, We just need to keep an eye on Xiao Yuelan. Idiot! Is Xiao Yuelan someone you can deal with? This woman can even kill Xian immortals. If you want to deal with Xiao Yuelan, you are courting death. Don't go near that woman. Unless you are tired of living. Xiao Tianxiu angrily rebuked. Master Chiao, we are all 9th stage upper immortals who have cultivated sacred body and sacred spirit. Our cultivation techniques also come from sacred desolate. My team has 29th stage upper immortals with so many people. Can't we take down Xiao Yuelan? The young man said in a very unconvinced manner. You 20 people, maybe you can take down Xiao Yuelan, but at least 10 of you will die. Maybe you will be the one to die. I am warning you, don't clash with Xiao Yuelan. It doesn't matter if you die, but it will cause me to continue asking for people from sacred desolate. Got it, Master Chiao, the young man said, but he still has an unconvinced expression. They all teleported from sacred desolate later. They have never personally seen Xiao Yuelan's strength. At night, Qin Yun ran across the desert and finally saw Yellow Sand City. Shimen Dazhuang and Pippi Pig did not come over mainly because Pippi Pig is afraid of the things inside Yellow Sand City. Qin Yun took out the devil mirror and contacted Old Fox Huang. Old Fox Huang is nearby. He wants to meet him first. Because Old Fox Huang has obtained a divine fruit and also the corpse of a star horse monkey. Not long after, Qin Yun met Old Fox Huang. This old fox looks a lot more spirited. He no longer uses walking stick. After he saw Qin Yun, he said with smile, Xiao Qin, that smiling mask-wearing uncle should be you, right? That's me, don't call me uncle. It's all because of that bastard Dezhuang. Qin Yun scolded with a smile. Old Fox Huang took out a red god fruit. It was in the shape of a small dragon. Old Fox, I ate a peach-like divine fruit before. If I eat this again, will it have any effect? Qin Yun asked worriedly. If it's a divine fruit of the same level, then eating it will have no effect. Carefully look at this red dragon fruit and feel the energy inside. Old Fox Huang said. Qin Yun held it in his hand and said with frown, It seems a bit stronger than the one I ate before. Then it's a bit useful. Old Fox Huang said with smile, Find some time to eat it. Soon after, he took out the star horse monkey's corpse. Only the bones remained. Why are there only bones? Where's the meat? Qin Yun asked. The meat. I gave it to other inscription beasts to eat. This is also to make friends. But I left 2 horse legs for you. Old Fox Huang said with smile. Xiao Qin, did you refine the blue snake's bone last time? Did you obtain the blue snake's inscription ability? Qin Yun shook his head and said, Not yet. It's very difficult to refine. Of course, after all, those runes are formed after many years. Moreover, it takes many years for them to produce their abilities. It takes some time. Old Fox Huang sighed. What kind of ability does the star horse monkey have? Qin Yun said, This guy seems to only be able to spit out many threads. If you don't like it, don't devour it. I'm worried that you will devour too many inscription beasts' abilities, causing you to be unable to obtain other powerful inscription abilities in the future. Old Fox Huang said with smile. Just eat horse leg meat. The horse leg meat has been taken out by Old Fox Huang. Qin Yun only ate a part of it and left the rest for Yang Yang. He also stored away the star horse monkey's skeleton. They are not far from Yellow Sand City. It is night time now. A large amount of sand is fluttering above Yellow Sand City, flickering with faint golden light. Suddenly a woo-woo-woo sound came out of Yellow Sand City. It is very oppressive and there is a pause. It is unknown what kind of thing is crying out. Qin Yun is currently eating horse leg meat. After hearing this sound, he immediately looked at Old Fox Huang and asked, "What does this sound mean? Crying sound?" Old Fox Huang said with frown, "There is a very strong inscription beast inside. I am sure that it is a sun rune beast. We should be careful." Yellow Sand City's city wall is made from a large amount of sand, moreover, it is also flowing. At this time, a several-meter tall round hole suddenly appeared on the city wall. These days, there have been many daring people who wanted to enter Yellow Sand City, but there is no entrance. Suddenly, an entrance appeared. Those who were more daring rushed in happily. Everyone knows that there are powerful inscription beasts inside Yellow Sand City. Therefore, the people in the vicinity are very vigilant and did not immediately enter. Qin Yun and Old Fox Huang are observing the hole on the city wall from a distance. The hole is emitting a very strong golden light. It is impossible to see what is inside. "Xiao Qin, can you find anything?" Old Fox Huang asked. Qin Yun took out a red compass. The needle on it is trembling crazily. This compass seems to be able to detect very strong inscription beasts. Qin Yun pointed the compass at Old Fox Huang and the needle immediately calmed down. Chapter 1369. Sun Spirit. Seeing that someone had been sucked into the Yellow Sand City, none of the people outside dared to approach the Yellow Sand City. Instead, they quickly retreated. Qin Yun immediately took out the magic mirror and contacted Xiao Yuelan, telling her to stay far away from Yellow Sand City. Many of those who were sucked in were ascendant immortals with decent strength. When they were sucked in, they simply could not resist the suction force. "Xiao Yun, are you with Old Fox Huang?" Xiao Yuelan contacted Qin Yun through the magic mirror and asked. "Yes." Qin Yun quickly replied. "I am very safe with him, you don't have to worry about me. Be careful, don't get too close." Before he could finish, he saw a ball of golden light suddenly surge out of the hole in the city wall and rush towards the group of people in the distance. "He's out!" Old Fox Huang shouted in surprise. Cries of terror rang out from the crowd and everyone dispersed. The ball of golden light that suddenly flew out carried a very strong aura, and its aura was very ferocious. After the ball of golden light appeared, it shook violently and exploded with a burst of golden light. It swept towards the crowd like a golden bolt of lightning. Xiao Yuelan, Luo Weizhuang and company are not too close, nor are they within the attack range. Even now, no one could see what the inscription beast looked like. It was still enveloped by a golden light. Old Fox Huang promptly dragged Qin Yun away. He can sense a very strong power. He is an inscription beast, so he knows very well how strong this power is. However, just as he was running, the ball of golden light suddenly rushed over. "They are coming!" Qin Yun shouted in alarm. "They are coming for us!" "What? Why did this guy lock onto us?" Old Fox Huang saw that the power was approaching. He immediately turned around and charged towards the golden light. The people in the distance looked in the direction of the golden ball of light. When they saw an old fox that stood up like a human, they all cried out in surprise. Old Fox Huang controlled a very strong wave of mental power, condensing the yellow sand into a huge fist and punched towards the golden ball of light. Boom! The golden ball of light that flew over instantly dispersed the huge fist. "Why did you attack me? I am just watching from the side." Old Fox Huang promptly said. "I am an inscription beast, moreover, I am very gentle and kind, I am harmless." Boom! The ball of golden light suddenly spun and shot out 2 golden lightning bolts at Qin Yun and Old Fox Huang. Qin Yun immediately took out the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and covered himself with it. The golden lightning struck the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet, creating a loud explosion. Through the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet, Qin Yun can sense how dreadful that power is. If not for the protection of the goblet, he would have been injured by that golden lightning. If you don't want to die, then scram. I want that human. A cold shout came from within the golden light. It was the voice of a woman. Qin Yun was not surprised that an inscription beast could make such a sound. Previously, when he was retrieving the golden grapes, a white wolf made such a sound. He didn't offend you, did he? Old Fox Huang was also very strong. He used his powerful mental power to gather the energy around him and form a shield to block the golden light. He didn't provoke me, but I want him. A cold and hoarse female voice came from the golden ball of light. What do you want him for? Aren't there very, very strong humans over there? Quickly go and eat them. Old Fox Huang unceasingly released his mental power, strengthening his protective shield, resisting the pressure of the golden light. I never eat humans. I also don't want to eat that human, I only want his body. The female voice said. Old Fox Huang said in shock. Don't tell me you are a soul body? You want to possess his body? I am not a soul body. I am a female, I want a companion. The female voice said again. What? Old Fox Huang is greatly surprised. He never expected that such a powerful inscription beast would take a fancy to Qin Yun. Qin Yun is also constantly cursing in his heart. He also feels that it is very strange. He has never met this inscription beast before, how could it have taken a fancy to him? He is a human, you are not very suitable. Old Fox Huang is now secretly worried. If Qin Yun is truly captured, the consequences can be imagined. I want him. I've taken a fancy to him, otherwise I wouldn't have come out with an injured body. Quickly let me take him away, otherwise I'll kill you. The hoarse female voice is very anxious. Qin Yun suddenly felt that being handsome is also very troublesome. He has actually been fancied by a female inscription beast. Old Fox Huang is also very depressed. He can only use his life to resist. Xiao Yun, quickly leave. Xiao Yuelon suddenly rushed over. Yuelon, why are you here? Qin Yun said in alarm. He's mine. The female voice from inside the golden ball of light is filled with anger and jealousy. Boom. Old Fox Huang was suddenly pushed away by a very strong golden energy. Xiao Yuelon sensed danger approaching. She immediately summoned her snow-white saber and slashed at the golden ball of light. Around her body, vibrating ripples appeared. It is a very strong vibrating power. The attacking golden power was bounced off by the vibrating waves around Xiao Yuelon. He is my man, what do you want to do? Xiao Yuelon said coldly, looking at the dazzling golden ball of light. From now on, he is mine. Inside the golden ball of light, a jade-white slender hand suddenly appeared and struck towards Xiao Yuelon's chest. Xiao Yuelon's figure flashed, dodging the jade-white palm that contains terrifying power. Boom! That power struck the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. Qin Yun flew out together with the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet. The ball of golden light suddenly disappeared, and a tall and beautiful woman appeared inside. She is wearing a pair of white shorts, her upper body's chest is wrapped with white cloth, revealing her slender and graceful body. Her captivating red and tender skin stretched out sexy and wild curve. The most shocking thing is that there is a pair of large translucent butterfly wings on her back. They are much bigger than her entire body. They are flowing with light golden splendor. They are clearly fairy wings. This is not an inscription beast but a fairy. Her ears are long and slender, she has a head full of soft fluttering golden hair. Her dark green eyes are filled with majesty and coldness, They are filled with anger. You want to snatch my man? Xiao Yuelon narrowed her eyes. She never expected that there would be such a fairy living in Yellow Sand City. Xiao Yuelon is wearing a white tight-fitting outfit. Her figure is not the slightest bit inferior to the wild female elf. She is also the same height, but their appearances are on par. The most terrifying thing is that the killing intent and aura they are emitting right now are somewhat similar. That man is mine for sure. The blonde fairy shouted, the wings on her back flapped, countless angry thunder roared, bringing along strong golden raging flames. They transformed into angry thunder and enveloped Xiao Yuelon. Xiao Yuelon's surroundings fluctuated with a violent vibration power, shaking away the golden thunder and fire that suddenly attacked her. And her eyes shot out two red light beams. They are filled with extremely strong mental power and painful body power. The blonde fairy's pair of large fairy wings quickly wrapped around her body, blocking Xiao Yuelon's mental power attack. When Qin Yun is dumbfounded, Old Fox Huang suddenly leaped over and pulled Qin Yun to run. Yuelon is still there. Qin Yun put away the heaven and earth devil sealing goblet and shouted. Nothing will happen to her. On the contrary, you should quickly run. Old Fox Huang said, that is a sun elf, a very terrifying existence. What the hell is that? She is bullying my Yuelon. I can't just run away like this. Qin Yun turned his head and looked behind him. He saw Xiao Yuelon and the blonde fairy fighting. The people watching from afar are all very astonished. They had originally thought that it would be a ferocious-looking inscription beast. However, it is such a beautiful and sexy blonde fairy. This matter immediately spread through the magic mirror. Most shocking thing is that Xiao Yuelon actually ran over and started fighting with the blonde fairy. Their strength is equally matched. Old Fox Huang said, that sun elf is injured. Yuelon will definitely be able to defeat her. Old Fox, go help Yuelon. I am worried that something will happen to Yuelon. Qin Yun said, we inscription beasts are very afraid of sun elves. I can't defeat them, but Yuelon can. If things go smoothly, Yuelon will be able to subdue them. Old Fox Huang said with mischievous smile. Not long after, Old Fox Huang brought Qin Yun and ran far away. However, they can still see the night sky in the distance being illuminated by all kinds of light rays. Moreover, they can hear a burst of rumbling sound. Qin Yun took out the Lion King cannon and looked at the battle in the distance. He discovered that Xiao Yuelon has already summoned Nether Realm Heavenly Lion and Nether Realm Violent Dragon to assist in the battle. Yuner, what the hell is a sun elf? You are also a fairy. Do you know anything about this? Qin Yun asked. Ling Yuner has the appearance of a little fairy inside Qin Yun's mental space. Qin Yun also saw a star fairy before, it is Yu Shutian. There is also a magical fairy inside his 9-sun divine soul. Sun elf should be inside the sun. Why did he come down? Ling Yuner is also very shocked. I don't know much about sun elves, but I know that once they leave the sun, they won't live for long. This sun elf attacked the sun altar before. Don't tell me it was to obtain the core fragment inside? To prolong its life? Qin Yun thinks so. It should be. Maybe this sun elf is very special, that is why it can survive in the immortal Xian Great Desert for so long. Xiao Yun said, Xiao Yun, it wants to obtain you. It might be because it sensed the nether sun inside your body. Qin Yun took out the devil mirror and suddenly saw great god Xian Wu's message. It is mainly about the sun elf. The appearance of sun elf means that a supreme sun treasure has arrived in the immortal desolate along with sun divine stone. Sun elf is a place with the strongest energy inside the sun. Generally speaking, it means that it can give birth to a supreme treasure, and sun elf is the guardian of that supreme treasure. After hearing this news, Immortal Desolate immediately burst into commotion. Many great powers immediately ordered their people to rush into the Yellow Sand City. There is still a hole in the Yellow Sand City. The golden light coming out of it is very strong. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.